They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live recording of the attack of the 50-foot nerds. Make some noise!
Thank you. Whoever that is down there, you came in too early. That happens to me sometimes. Don't worry, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway, it is the attack of the 50-foot nerds. It is episode 85. Doug's on one already.
Dan just pointed at Lee, was like it was him.
It's all right. You'll be too excited to see us. It's fine. It is episode 85, as I say, and we are here once again at Geek Retreat in Warrington. My name is Mike Bell, and joining me, because there's only two people here, because the third one hasn't fucking turned up yet. Which side should I go? Should I go to my left or my right? Left or right? Left or right? You want me to go that way? Okay, let's go over to my right. It's Doug.
Hello.
Doug.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. I've missed you.
I know, it's weird. We're not doing it on the normal day.
Yeah, and I don't like doing it on Sundays now. I don't know why. We used to do it on we did it on a Sunday for well over a year.
Yeah, about a year, yeah.
We've had a bit of a break, doing it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it on a Sunday.
And the other weird thing, it's light outside.
Hang on, you wait for your turn.
It's light outside.
You wait for your turn.
I'm okay with that bit. I like the fact that it's light outside. It's just that at this point, I'm usually on my way home.
And outside,
And
right?
now it's like, oh. But I get to do a podcast with you guys, so that's cool.
Yes. No, I appreciate that. Now we move over to this interrupting bastard.
Hello.
Wait, no. Sorry.
Hello, it's Paul.
It's me, Chewbacca.
Have you noticed I've got new glasses?
No.
Yeah.
He's got new glasses.
Yeah, I got new. I can actually see again now.
Probably misses his old glasses.
It's like 6 years since I last got a pair of glasses, and it was like, amazingly, my prescription hadn't massively changed, but they.
So how can you see now, but you couldn't before then, if the prescription hasn't changed?
It's just that I think things like the UV coating was degrading,
coating,
so it was
yeah.
it was a bit sort of
Fair dues.
crap, basically. So
Fair dues. Okay,
yeah. So
No.
yes,
Paul-
I can see.
Paul can see
I
in
can
4K
see.
now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can see in 4K.
Whereas before it was like 480p.
Funny you should mention that. I bought myself a new telly as well. So
Ooh, new telly.
yeah, well, it was annual bonus month at work.
Oh,
so
la-di-da.
it was like
Lardy diddly da.
we did a trip to Curry's and walked away with a telly that was a bit more expensive than I'd intended on buying. And
when you say walked away.
yeah, well, we actually had it delivered about a week later. But
Okay, so you did pay for it then. Right.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Just double checking.
And we
You have
hadn't
to do-
we hadn't intended
like a
to do
boombox in the 80s, you know.
we hadn't intended to do anything else, but we had a really good lad who knew what he was talking about, and he asked all the right questions, like, you got Sky, and what are you paying for it? Oh my God, you're paying far too much for that. And it's so we swapped over from sort of Sky through a satellite dish to
Sorry to interrupt.
Sky through
Did
the
you see
internet.
that then?
Yeah.
I just made money on a podcast. I'm fucking
know,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan, baby. Let's go. Woo!
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
We wish.
No,
We wish.
it's not.
We would love some of that Blue Chew
Just for
money.
the, just for
For
the
that lad who comes in too early. So,
just for the samples. Don't want paying. Just want the samples.
so you get samples if you do. Anyway, speaking of which, I made friends with another plastic cup this week, but that's by the by. So, it's true. I'm not gonna lie. Yes. So Paul can see in 4K now, and he's stealing TVs. Doug's making money on a podcast. I mean, aside from that, I've not really been up to much. I just do the same thing as, staying at home, watching TV.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that I had an audition for an acting thing today.
Yeah.
So that seems to
Nice.
have gone over okay.
Yeah.
By the way, before we go any further, hello Pam. You were at the audition. You said you'd listen to the podcast. Don't know why I'm waving. There's no camera this month. So, but yes, yeah.
We've been doing this for 12 years now, and you've still not got the whole radio aspect.
Shut up. It is what it is.
Doug. Worth asking. So, we all know that you've been working very, very hard here,
He
running
has.
Geek Retreat, and not taking time off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, basically putting yourself into hospital to get time off. That was a
No,
bit
no,
extreme,
no,
wasn't it?
No. Yes, I was in hospital. It was nothing to do with working too hard. I have a pancreas that is just a bell end. That's all. I have an illness that keeps coming back, and it's got nothing to do with stress. It's got nothing to do with anything else. It was just going to happen. But it meant I got to take some time off. Obviously, I was in hospital, but then I did have some time off on the couch at home watching copious amounts.
I was going to say, did you take the opportunity to catch up on shit you haven't
Yes,
seen
like,
or read
but like
or whatever?
stuff I haven't watched, like
The Krypton Factor, Season 1 with Gordon Burns.
spoilers. I didn't know he was in it.
He's the fucking host!
What a classic! What a classic!
Yeah. So when it comes to question time, I'm going to ask you some questions about
Question Time's a different
movies-
show, not Gordon
movies and
Burns.
stuff.
Oh, but the Krypton
yeah,
Factor
so-
15.
And once we get to the end of this month, the store had been open 2 years.
Wow!
Wow, Jesus.
So when
That's
you
flown
guys
by.
did the 1 year anniversary
Yeah,
afternoon
yeah.
friendly family
Oh,
show
yeah,
with the
yeah.
word goosh in it,
yeah.
that
blame
was a
me.
year ago. That's mental. So
That's so strange.
and then I would have done my 2 years of working every fucking day, trying to keep the place open, which I've accomplished, so
Yeah.
made up. And then I am going to have regular day off a week.
Good,
And
good.
I'm going to do half a
Well-
Wednesday, don't know him. And I'm going to have a
Half a
Sat-
Wednesday, I believe he's friends with Mark and Spencer.
No, Monday morning.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Half a Wednesday,
Monday morning and half a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right.
I was in hospital. I'm fine now. It's now. Don't worry about it.
Good lad.
Tip top.
Well, seeing as you've been working every day for the last 2 years and it seems to be going okay for you, it seems that other people have thought, I know, I'll get on this business in this street.
There's
There's a few businesses
It's
popped
been
up.
really nice because I've fucking got neighbours. It's lovely.
Well, you know what they say.
Everybody
When
needs good neighbours.
Good neighbours become good friends.
do you know what? I don't care who's listening. Tommy's my favourite. I fucking love Tommy. Tommy's got a gym that he's dedicated to men with Parkinson's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's number. Well, it's 2 down. 2 down. I'm doing it now. I'm pointing. Can y'all see that, audience? No. Right. So yeah, and then we've got a bicycle shop going next door. We've got a restaurant as well, which has just opened. We've got.
If you want to live in eat in a tree house, then
I
it's the
think
place
there's
for
only
you.
out of the 10. There's only 2 empty now.
Yeah, because you've got the escape rooms.
The
place
escape
that we,
room's been there since dawn
That's
of
been there a
time.
while.
I keep looking at the escape rooms, and they've got some quite sort of
We were
nerdy,
talking about-
Do you know what? Let me
nerdy related
We were
stuff
talking
that
about it
we-
before.
We wouldn't mind
Oh
going
my
there.
god! Let me just. A guy came in the shop. Right, sorry, customer X. But customer X comes in my shop. Never seen him before in my life. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, can I get a pack of Digimon? I was like, yeah, of course you can, mate.
You
Now,
freak.
again, for the people at home, they're in dispensers, and he's asking me to get them in. I was like, they dispense out the bottom, mate, just underneath there. He's like, well, that don't bode well, does it? I was like, why? He says, I'm going to the escape room, and I can't even figure that out. I was like, good luck and Godspeed, buddy.
He's still in there now. Let me out! Let me out!
Hello? Hello?
Mom! No, we were talking before, and Doug was saying about how me, you, and Amara should go in and like record ourselves
Yes.
in the escape room.
100%.
And I said to him about the last escape room that the 3 of us did together.
Oh, the Doctor,
The Doctor Who one.
Yeah.
But did
How
you
that was
record
up.
it?
We
didn't.
know.
Right,
No.
guys, I am willing to up my Patreon. If you,
Oh my.
by 50 pence.
Good.
If you guys do this, because I just think that would make amazing listening.
We need to do something then, yeah. I think
Yeah.
we need to get in touch with them and see what we can set
Yeah,
up.
they've got a proper geeky one. I've seen some of the footage, and their sort of sci-fi related one has a kind of TARDIS interior.
TARDesque.
Yes,
It's very
console
TARDesque.
console room.
It's very TARDesque, yes.
So
Yeah.
definitely appeals to our sensibilities. Anyway,
Not our sense, because, we don't have any.
no
yeah.
sense, no feeling. No,
Yeah, no fence, no ceiling.
no. What?
So, what?
What?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
So, yeah, that's... I mean, I can't think of anything else that has really been happening apart from Doug's, dice with death.
Don't do it like that. Don't make it out to be something it's not. It's not. It was fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
with your new
Everybody
hat.
wishes. I went in with a case of the Handsomes. You know what I mean?
Thank God they cured you. So, Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Have you? Anything
No,
that you've been doing? No, that's it.
No cons or anything. The con season's calmed down
It's
a
a
bit
very,
now
it's very quiet month.
Yeah.
And it's been even over a month, as we say. So, yeah, it's been
we haven't even had a running around the country looking at schools recently. We've been organising various bits and pieces. So, yeah, we've got lots coming up, including like Glasgow in October. The Royal Conservatoire in Glasgow is where both Ncuti Gatwa and David Tennant went. Yeah.
Sorry, gotta say that. It's the rules. I'm sure Joshua's made up that you're, looking out for his future. Looking after him. Sorry. So. Yeah.
I mean, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Sorry.
I'm so glad he doesn't listen to this.
I know, bastard. Right. So let's start as we do then by talking about the geek news by talking about shut up you. Sorry, me malware is anti-malware's out of date. Anyway, let's talk about some geek news, please.
You want news? We got news. It's time for the 50-foot news.
There we go. I love it. Again, still doing it. No camera, but it doesn't matter. We've got our little routine now.
We have to do the little dance.
We've got to do the dance. It's the rules. I don't know why I said let's do the news, please, because I press the fucking buttons. So it's not like anyone else. I have to wait for anyone else to press the sound.
Let's do the news. I will then.
Don't rush me. No. Okay.
You had to persuade the AI to let you carry on with the show.
Yes. Yeah. So. The never-ending story returns. No, not the Fantastic Four. It's the actual 80s classic movie is being rebooted from the original novel by Michael End Productions and Seesaw Films. Now, the original film saw bully child Bastian reading the adventures of Atreyu and his doomed horse Artax, which fucking traumatized a generation of children during his death in the Swamp of Sadness. I mean, fucking hell. It's not fucking... it's so harsh just watching that horse going... Ah!
Okay, so here's a confession. Up until this morning, I had never watched this movie. Kath and I, when this news dropped, Kath and I had been talking about this, and it's like it's just one of those. It's really weird because this was like 1984.
Yeah.
This was the period when I was heavily into fantasy novels
and
like
drugs,
Lord of the Rings, and the fighting fantasy books, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yet there is this.
You didn't watch the movie with the rock monsters and the flying dog dragon thing.
Yeah.
It's Falcor. Yeah, Falcor is a dog.
He's a Chinese luck dragon.
Yeah, but it looks like a dog.
Yeah. Or doggy, as my wife always calls it.
The thing is, you know that this reboot is not going to live up to the original because Falcor's going to be fucking CGI instead of being a big-ass fucking puppet like he was originally, and he's going to be fucking voiced by Liam Neeson or something like that.
Jim Henson as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was fucking actual puppets that they use and everything. Just
so
the rock creature's just going to look like the rock creature from fucking Galaxy Quest.
Okay.
Granted, that was okay, but it was in the fucking 90s. I don't want that in a movie today.
First thing that
Sorry, I've started strong, haven't I?
It started already. Calm down. First thing that blew my mind, it's the fucking director of Das Boot. It's Wolfgang Peterson who directed. It is! Wolfgang Peterson directed this fucking movie, the never-ending story, which blew my mind. No, what I was saying was there's a lot of fantasy movies from that period that I've never got around to. I've never seen Krull. I've never seen Hawk the Slayer.
So have you seen Legend at least? With Tom Cruise.
Yes. We got round to watch it because Kath has a thing about Tom Cruise. We did get round to Legend.
Spoiler alert! It doesn't have a thing for you.
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits I love, but that's Terry Gilliam. I've never even seen the Conan movies, to be fair.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
So we're recruiting for a third host. If anyone wants to take over the panel,
you might need another one after what I'm about to say. On the spectrum of the never-ending story, you've got the guy over there that's only watched it today for the first time.
Yes,
and you've got me who thinks it's fucking shit.
So welcome to the Attack of the 50 Foot Nerd podcast. It's just me getting angry about stuff on my own.
I never saw the deal.
for 2 hours.
If I'd seen that when I was 10 years old, I can imagine that I would have thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm watching it.
You would have been traumatized, Paul. The horse dies.
Paul,
Well, yeah,
Paul,
I can see why that was.
He didn't make it till 84, so when you were 10, it was a bit of a
They were just about making that movie where the car pulls into the train pulls into the station when you were 10, weren't they, mate? That's
Fuck
the
you.
era where there was men with long moustaches trying people to train tracks.
Fuck you very much. I know. It's got some great stuff in it.
Supply your own soundtrack and a piano at the side of the stage.
I can see what is. I can see what's attractive about the movie and what people liked. It's only half of the story. It only does half the book.
Yeah, that's why there's 2 sequels, Paul.
Well,
The never-ending story that, you know, could keep...
that never ended.
Well, it did end after 2 sequels. Yes.
Yeah. But the other thing that blew my mind is Atreyu. It's Boxy from Battlestar Galactica. It's the kid.
I'd never realised that.
It's Noah, what's his face? Yeah, it's the kid from Battlestar Galactica, just grown up a bit.
Right, okay.
What did you tell me about the other kid? Bastian. He's the kid from Daryl.
I love Daryl. That's a great movie.
Let's just say he's gone on to be part of that religious cult that we don't talk about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
One of Tom Cruise's
joined.
friends.
He's one of Tom Cruise's mates. So yeah.
Which can mean several things.
Yes.
But so right, that's that. And anyway, so next news story.
Hey!
Here she is. She's a bit late, but you know we've started.
Yeah.
We've started as we mean to go on.
Yeah.
That's
Hiya.
okay. You've come in just in time. We're talking about the never-ending story.
And how shit it is.
Except, and the story has now ended. So
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about that movie. I was talking about the Fan-Fucking-Tastic 4! The never-ending fucking story. Okay. I'll let Amara just get settled, and then we'll crack on, because Jesus Christ, there's a lot. There is a lot. I opened the show notes before, and I didn't realise I'd written a fucking essay when it came to the Fantastic Four, because there's just
What else can you write that we've not already heard?
Oh, God, you should have shook that. Ooh, you're going to be in for fun
boom.
there. Yeah. So, the Fantastic Four. So, right now, we know who our 4 are. We know it's Pedro Pascal. We know it's the rest of them. I can't be arsed reading them all, because who can? But, we're this week... is that we're starting to get nuggets of info on the actual plot of the movie. This week, we had an announcement that I think it was last week. Julia Garner from Inventing Anna and Ozark has been cast as the Shalla-Bal version of the Silver Surfer.
Okay.
So we've got a female Silver Surfer, which had been rumoured for some time. Anya Taylor-Joy was her name was in the mix, and instead we've got the girl from Inventing Anna who speaks like this, who's like hello, hey, sounds like the sounded vaguely racist. I was going for a bit more like the dude from The Room. Oh, hi, Mark. I was going for a bit of that. Yeah, but they've also announced on April 4th, which was 4/4, they put out a promotional artwork of the Human Torch in his actual flame-on form. And you can see lines down the body, which is supposed to be his jumper from the original artwork.
Yeah.
But it makes it look like the comics where he's got the lines going down, so I was very happy with that. But... the interesting piece that came out from that poster is the retro-futuristic city behind him. It's very difficult to describe, but imagine what the buildings look like in the Jetsons. And that's what it looks like, where they're all spires with domes on the top. And
the world of the future!
Yeah, it looks like, like Futurama type thing. But
Could you like hear like...
I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Was it the poster? Posters don't tend to have noise.
That shit, that poster.
Posters tend not to.
That shit's about as good as Never-Ending Story.
But the thing is, we've been told that the movie takes place in the... well, we haven't been told, but we've inferred from what we've seen before that the movie takes place in the 60s. So how can we have this non-New York skyline, this futuristic skyline in the 1960s New York? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is the movie does not take place in the 616 universe. Apparently, it takes place in another universe. We don't know which one yet. It doesn't appear to be the,
91210.
Could be 912. No. 'cause
9-0.
That would be if it took place in Los Angeles.
018118181.
It doesn't take place on live and kicking either, Paul.
It takes place in the 0118999888199 etc. universe.
That old woman calls,
3.
I'm falling and I can't get up, and the Human Torch comes in to pick her up.
Sets her on fire.
Burns are alive.
yeah. No, it's not the universe that we saw in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We don't know which universe it is, but the fact that, obviously, we've seen the artwork, the fact that the Safer isn't Norrin Rad, all point to the fact that this takes place in an alternate universe. Then we come to the Galactus of it all. As we've known for some time, Galactus does appear to be the main villain of the movie, and we've heard names associated with the role such as Javier Bardem, who we talked about earlier, and Antonio Banderas. And the big rumour at the moment is the reason why these actors are being considered is because of Pedro Pascal. Now, in the Earth X Universe comics, Franklin Richards agreed to have the High Evolutionary turn him into the Galactus for reasons. And given that Franklin and Valeria Richards are supposed to be appearing in the movie,
He's got a really big vor kink.
Well, no, it would make sense that the Hispanic son of Pedro Pascal would grow up to be an Hispanic actor, Galactus. Hence why we've seen these Javier Bardem and Antonio Banderas, and it's all come because of Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
So, it kind of raises questions as to how the 4 will end up in a 616 universe, because we know that's going to happen eventually. Presumably Secret Wars will lead to that. I would like if Secret Wars, the 4 and Galactus got taken to Battleworld, and then at the outcome of it all, Galactus and the 4 were left in the 616 universe. Don't know. But what I've decided is that it's not down for me to figure this all out.
Shit.
It's down for you to figure this all out, because John Hollywood's here. Ha ha! Big arm energy.
Right.
Pitch me a less fucking confused and Fantastic Four movie, please.
I've got it. I've got it. John, I've got it. So
Yes. Ha ha ha.
sorry. So formal, Mr. Hollywood.
Yes, thank you.
Right, Mr. Hollywood. Right. So we are going to another dimension. We're going to another universe. It's not 616. It's something else. Just put the film in there, and then do the Iron Man film in there. Do them all in this different universe.
So just do the last 20 years worth of movies again. Ha ha.
Yes. And then
Okay.
And then mix them all together in a big pot. The same way you did the singular films and made the
You
Avengers.
bring them all together, so you've got 90-year-old Robert Downey
So you've
Jr.
got- no, but you know what I mean. So you've got you do the same what you did with
But it doesn't matter
all
about
the
Robert
cast, and you
Robert
made
Downey Jr.
Avengers,
because he's dead.
and then you did
Would
the
be
Avenger films and made Endgame. So now do these different universes and then have Secret Wars happen where all these guys come together. They can all be different.
I mean, that was one of the things that we'd heard is potentially all the movies in this particular phase would all be from alternate universes, or rather it would be between Kang Dynasty, which isn't happening anymore, and Secret Wars would all be.
I'm joking.
I wonder.
I'm joking.
Paul, do you have one?
I frankly don't see why we need a less confusing FF movie, seeing as we've had...
It's very confusing.
Because we've had 3 less confusing FF movies already.
Yeah, so it shows it can be done.
So
Yes.
I
Just
do
not
have
very well.
I do have an idea for one, right?
Okay.
So firstly, you start off with Galactus, and he's powered by several thousand Nintendo 64s, right?
Okay. I like
That's
where this is going.
That's as far as the bit goes.
Okay. So we get Josh Trank,
Yeah.
we fire him into the sun, and then we make a better movie.
Yes.
Got ya. Okay. I was watching The Simpsons recently. It was a
So
Treehouse of Horror.
how would you feel about Galactus's mum and dad dying?
Well, do they technically have a mum and dad? Does he?
yeah, because he was a
I guess.
humanoid from...
He was a humanoid
At
in the
one point.
previous universe, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, because when a mummy's celestial and a daddy's celestial love each other very much.
I don't like. I just
Smash their massive sexual organs.
I
Of course,
just
the Big Bang.
Hey, there you go.
I always presumed that Galactus was just one of those like weird like entities just was always there. You know, like Unicron in the Transformers.
That's why he's running around
universe.
eating planets, because he's just like, maybe if I eat enough of these, I'll find out where they came from. How did I
it's
come
like-
into being?
He's like the living embodiment of like entropy or some shit.
No, that
like-
would be entropy. That is an actual entity.
Oh, is it?
in the
Right,
Marvel
okay, fair
universe
enough.
As well.
Well, I'm just using that as an example.
Of
but,
course,
like,
of course.
One of those weird like forces that's just always been in the universe as long as the universe existed. So like,
I mean, yeah.
if his parents died, they'd be in another universe, so they'd not really like need to be talked about.
Fair enough. So John Galactus,
Unless they came to this universe and adopted a new child.
There you go. Yes, and of course, Galactus and his best friends, Mark and Spencer. So,
his best friend.
look what you've started.
Don't worry, it's a whole bit that you missed earlier.
Check it out on Patreon only.
Great.
Patreon.com/50footnerds.
Shit, I could have introduced my
and
new
you're going to love the
characters.
escape room. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Doug's okay now. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyways,
I don't even get to tell you what I did this month.
what have you done then?
Me.
Yes.
Like, I went to...
I've already asked these.
Yeah. I went to a march for Palestine in Manchester.
Okay.
Yep. I also suffered severe executive dysfunction, so I couldn't film shit that I was supposed to.
It's okay. Neither see.
Oh, fair enough. And I invented three. I invented 3 new
Your
characters.
fucking script. Don't look confused. We sat on stage at Anime Con.
Oh,
So, yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. And then I somehow invented 3 new characters, which are Peter Panic.
Okay.
He just panics a lot. He's just like There's There's Joshua the Living Asbo.
We talked about Joshua already.
And
We've already discussed him.
Yeah, we have. And there's
It's pronounced Asbel.
yeah, and then there's Combat Dave.
There's who?
Combat Dave.
Combat Dave.
What does he do?
He fights someone called Dave, apparently.
He's a sorcerer, weirdly.
Saucer of milk, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was also singing a parody of Welcome to the Jungle to my son entirely about biscuits.
What? How'd you do Welcome to the Jungle?
Welcome to the jungle! Biscuits on parade! You've got Garibaldi's, well, these cookies are homemade! Like, all that sort of shit.
See, we found Cat's level. Well done.
You just made 50% of the audience really
We are the
happy.
people that can find digestives that
Oh, wait,
you
no,
need.
so, no.
Yeah.
If
We're
you've got those
100% now.
Oreo cookies, they're your disease. Anyway, let's move
Crumble.
on.
Welcome to the Crumble.
Well done, sir. Well done. Right. I know you'll never do this.
Cakes!
I was like, the one I always went to was, give me all your cookies, give me all your, I don't want no saltines, teens. Yeah. So there you go. Anywho.
Check out mini cheddars. They don't taste like cheese. Anyway, so we'll move on to the next news. Whoops.
I also brought a box
Fucking
of
hell,
wasps
welcome to
as a
54
prize.
Days where we're singing about biscuits, apparently.
I think you've just missed that.
It's got 3 speeds.
An actual box of wasps.
Yeah.
And even though we know it's not real, Paul
I don't know what's in
shit
it making
himself.
that noise. That's what's scaring me. The audience can keep an eye on the box of wasps.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave it menacingly on the table.
What's in the box?
I don't want to know.
It ain't wasp.
This is painted yellow and black.
It's not wasp, it'll fucking sting.
What's in the box?
Oh, Jesus. Coming soon from the makers of Transformers Bumblebee.
Box of wasps. I've actually got a bumblebee in there as well. Hold on.
As well. Just to spice things up.
Flight of the Bumblebee.
Do you know?
There you go.
Ice cream vans, the speed of music depends upon the speed of the ice cream van. So if you ever hear one playing Flight of the Bumblebees, run for your fucking life!
It's like the horns in Grand Theft Auto.
There you
like
go.
from when we used to play that.
And so, yeah. Right. We'll move on to the actual next story now. Whew. Okay, so we've dealt with Fantastic Four. Let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We know, we've been speculating on who may and may not appear in the movie. I saw some promotional artwork this week. It's been CinemaCon this week.
Yes, it has.
And it's been promotional artwork showing Hugh Jackman's Wolverine wearing his mask. We've also got some pictures of the Deadpool Corps, who we know obviously there's going to be variants of Deadpool appearing in the movie. We now have confirmation that Deadpool Corps will at least consist of... Hello. You got a box of wasps on your wrist now as well. Jesus. We've got regular Deadpool, Kid Pool, Baby Pool, Dog Pool, and Head Pool. I've seen a picture of Head Pool, and he's even got his little propeller hat on, which is pretty fucking cool. There was a rumour that there's a Funko Pop, in the second wave of Funko Pops, Lady Deadpool's Funko is due to actually be announced. So she's going to be in the movie, let's be honest. Anyway, we know someone who won't be in the movie, though, and that is Vinnie Jones. He will not be appearing as an X-Men The Last Stand character of the Juggernaut, as he was asked by Yahoo during the press for the series The Gentleman, which has hit Netflix. And we've got a quote from Vinnie Jones.
Good show. Watched it.
Good show.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Good show, yeah. So we've got a quote from Vinnie Jones. Are we going to do a Vinnie Jones-esque voice, or do we want to do
just
something else?
an angry southerner will do it.
I just got asked to do Deadpool, the new one that's coming out now. I spoke to the director and I just said, it's such a drama putting that suit on, mentally, physically. It had a mental toll as well.
Because, he's already mentioned that.
Because you're in it and you can't do anything all day. You can only drink from a straw.
What? You've got ants, haven't you, dickhead? Anyway,
So we couldn't strike a deal for Deadpool, but
Michael Jackson? What?
I believe the boxers, the wasps are now practicing the moonwalk.
Who? I mean, who? Well, anyway, so...
Someone's been possessed by an owl.
So Vinnie Jones goes on to say,
Deadpool's my favourite movie of all fucking time, more or less. I really wanted to...
I know, yeah. Is it, mate, or is it not,
I really wanted to do it, but they didn't have the budget to put me in the suit.
So, given that Ryan Reynolds did the voice and the mocap for Juggernaut in Deadpool 2, you've got to wonder what Vinnie Jones's version of the character would have been doing in Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, I assume he'd end up in the void with, the other characters and stuff.
Yeah.
He'd have been pruned. Because something, I didn't actually put it in the show notes, but one of the things that's come out about the movie is apparently the reason why the Fox universe is dead is because apparently there are not Nexus beings, but primary beings in each universe, and as soon as that character dies, the universe starts to die.
Okay.
Or if they've died before their time. And apparently Wolverine was the primary being for that universe, which is why the Fox universe is now dead, because Logan happened. And the Wolverine that we're going to see... Shut up, you. The Wolverine that we're going to see in the movie has been taken out of time just before Logan.
Right.
So he will be placed back and killed at some point so that universe can die.
Okay.
Presumably, I don't know if that's what I'm reading it to be. But, yeah.
Fair.
Okay, so we're going to head over to DC now. And in the last couple of weeks, noted scooper Daniel Richman has come out and said that his sources claim that the villain in James Gunn's Superman, I have to say it like that because it's all in capitals, Superman, not Superman, Superman movie, will be a variant of the Man of Steel. Originally claiming to be Bizarro, but then switching to Ultraman. And he's been doubling down on that ever since. James Gunn has disputed this, but he's only cleverly said that the lead villain is Lex Luthor, without actually saying that there won't be a secondary villain. He's not said that Bizarro or Ultraman don't appear. Bizarro is obviously the imperfect Superman clone, and Ultraman is a version of Kal-El from the F3. He's obviously the leader of the Injustice Gang or Crime Syndicate, whatever you want to call it. And I can get
Justice
why...
Gang.
As well?
Just like... Injustice Gang. It sounds like.
It sounds like some urchins stood at a street corner or something like that, doesn't it?
It sounds like Superman and everyone as kids being like, yeah, we're gonna cause mischief.
Like Tom and Jerry kids and Scooby-Doo kids and all that. The pup named Scooby-Doo.
Come along, Joshua the Living Hasbro.
So, I mean, I can get why Gunn would want a physical match for Superman, because in the original movies, he only had, Nuclear Man. That was the only fight that he had, apart from his Evils version in Superman 3. But yeah, I think it's a mistake to go multiversal on the first album.
Was that back in the day when you could be like, here, have pink kryptonite, you're gay now?
Yeah, that was in the comics, wasn't it? Yeah.
Fucking bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake to go multiverse. Again, that's presuming that this is what it is, but I don't know. Because we need something for him to go up against, and not just like, an island made out of kryptonite.
How balls to the wall would it be if they just did Ultraman? If they just did the crime syndicate, and like
I think it'd be great.
Wasn't in it.
I think I think it'd be great if Ultraman.
All those characters, all the opposite versions to all those characters that we just know, and say this is my version of DC, and have him really swing his dick and just.
Well, he did that. He did Brightburn, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh,
that is
God,
a good
I
movie.
In fact, was that one of me?
I love that film. You
No,
make
it
it
wasn't.
creepy or you make it a kid. That's so good.
He was actually asked about Brightburn, a sequel to Brightburn this week, and he went, now that I'm in charge over at DC, it's not going to happen. Plus, apparently, he only owns half of that movie anyway, and he owns half of the rights to it.
All right.
So, he said it's not going to happen, basically. Because in Brightburn, in the end credits, they set it up for some kind of evil Justice League. There is a human bat character. There's an Aquaman character. There's talks of Amazonians and stuff. It is all set up in the end credits with Iman Yondu, Rucker.
Just gonna move me.
He's
Wasps.
supposed to be like a J. Jonah Jameson type talking about it all. So yeah, I really enjoyed Brightburn. That bit with the car accidents.
Oh,
The guy's holding his fucking face together when he dies. He's like,
and the glass in the eye.
Oh,
as well.
yeah, I don't.
That's
Yeah.
not pleasant.
I saw that at the cinema and I was just like, ugh. Yeah,
It's not pleasant.
grim.
I haven't seen that film. I need to.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
It is very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought at the time you lot were like,
It's
I must
good.
have-
It's worth watching.
okay.
It's not like the best movie in the world.
Don't call it Brightburn. Just call it Superman in your head, and just enjoy it for what it is. It is what would happen.
Elizabeth Banks is great.
It is
enough.
basically
Amazing.
Ultraman, the origin. It is.
Yeah.
Evil Superman, the origin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair
Evil,
enough.
creepy, somewhat slightly rapey Superman. Because he fancies that. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna stick with DC.
The whole soundtrack is just that song by the Police on repeat.
Which song? The Police.
The fucking every breath you take.
Oh,
that
that
one.
one. Yeah. Okay.
Every move you make, I'll be watching you.
Pretty much what happens at one point. Anyway, so apparently there's a
My
Teen
laser
Titans movie.
eyes.
There's a Teen Titans movie in the works, according to Production Weekly, which is a reputable source who chronicles movies
If they don't get a
currently in
hot
production.
if they don't get a hot goss for Raven, I am suing.
Well, the log line of the movie was put out on Production Weekly, and it reads: "The Teen Titans are further apart than ever before, until Damian Wayne recruits Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and the new Kid Flash to join him in a fight against his grown grandfather, Ra's al Ghul." So it sounds like this is going to be tying into the upcoming Brave and the Bold movie, because obviously Damian's going to be in that, and we can infer that the Titans have been a team prior to this. When he says the Titans are further apart than ever before, presumably they have been together at some point, and that there's been a Kid Flash before. Obviously, they're saying a new one. Presumably, Wally's been a Kid Flash. This could presumably be Bart. I would assume. If you can do Bart, Alan.
My main thing was like I always associate Teen Titans with having Cyborg.
Well,
But with Cyborg being an adult in like the Justice League and shit, I'm
I
presuming
prefer
that's why they haven't-
Cyborg as part of Teen Titans. To be honest with you, I don't like him as part of Justice League, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so do
Curiously,
I.
there is no mention of Dick Grayson, and I would say it's certainly a choice to put them up against Ra's al Ghul instead of like traditional villain like Deathstroke. If you can do a Teen Titans, you know. But yeah, it's weird how you can have like Starfire, but no Dick. It is interesting. Nightwing.
I was gonna say I can probably get you a website that will find you that image.
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. But it just seems interesting.
Means I'd finally be able to cosplay Starfire accurately.
I like the fact that Titans have been a thing before now. They're taking it to the next level by bringing in Damian as opposed to Dick Grayson.
They better live in a giant
live
T.
action, not animated.
Yeah, live action. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
Better live in a
Speaking
giant
of
T.
live action, After the best-selling comic book run and a video game already in production, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story The Last Ronin is being adapted for the big screen as a live-action R-rated project, meaning it won't skimp on the violence or the language.
Ooh, cool.
Now, for those who don't know,
And that's Doug Gushing.
The Last Ronin follows the last remaining
Dougoosh.
the last remaining turtle who wears a black mask and wields the weapons of all of his 3 fallen brothers.
And he wears all the other masks like tied to his arms and stuff. You don't know which one he is.
I know, and he sets out on a revenge mission against Shredder's grandson and the last of the Foot Clan.
At the
Comics
very
great,
end, he
and-
rips off the mask and goes, "I'm Van Gogh, the secret
Well,
fifth turtle."
if you read the book, you know who it is. It actually tells you at the end of episode 1, issue 1 rather, which turtle it is. But I'm not going to say because it's a spoiler. But
Fair enough.
fuck me, it's a good comic, and
It's
the
Venus.
video game looks great. And I can't wait to see a movie of this. I really can't wait to see.
It's actually the Red Power Ranger.
What do you? I finally got round to watching Mutant Mayhem.
I've not seen it yet.
I still need
it's
to
good
watch
fun.
it.
It's really
Yeah,
good fun.
I will watch it
I was
eventually.
going to say it looks fun.
Yeah.
I did
100%,
find out about a
100%.
meme that's in it.
It is good. It is fun. It's their kind of like attempt at Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
'Cause- But it's always going to be now.
Yeah.
It's like every
Yeah.
Star Wars since '77 is trying to be. Every sci-fi since '77 is going to have some Star Wars in it.
Yeah, of course.
Because they just chucked everything at the wall with Spider-Man. If somebody tries to do
Cool,
anything,
cartoony kind of thing.
any kind of animation that's not the norm, you're gonna see the
Yeah.
thing. But
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
kids'
It was like when
voices
Lego Movie
massively
came out
helped.
and hit big.
Hmm.
First thing that happened, Playmobil, the movie. And it's just like, okay, yeah, we don't need to see that. And then from there, Barbie. But then Barbie was good.
Yeah,
So,
Barbie was
I actually
amazing.
really like that
To be
movie.
fair,
I'm not going to
it's
lie.
a really good movie.
It's great.
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen it?
Nope.
You need to. It's really good. You'll like it. Okay. Someone wake up Chris Pratt. It's voiceover time.
Oh, we got Garfield news.
No. On March the 10th, which was Mario Day, Nintendo finally announced that there's going to be a sequel to the hit Super Mario Bros. Animated movie due to hit theaters on April 3rd, 2026. No word on the plot yet.
Was it actually any good?
Have you not seen the Mario
No,
Animated?
I've not
Dude,
seen
get
the
it watched. It's fucking boss. It's really good.
Yeah.
And the movie ends with a tease for Yoshi.
And to,
So you'll like it.
Yay!
and to be fair, like as much as we were shitting on the idea of Chris Pratt doing an accent, didn't do too bad. Like he didn't really do an accent. Like, but then they kind of explained
he
that.
played Chris Pratt.
Yeah, they kind of explained it in the thing though.
When you see the fake adverts at the beginning, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's the Super Mario Brothers." And
So
it's
he
like,
was
yeah.
he was as Italian as Bob Hoskins.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's good. The whole beginning sequence where they're actually doing a plumbing job in the woman's house, where they're fighting a dog.
Yeah.
That's really funny. It's really, really fun. Okay, but yeah.
And the good thing is, Luigi isn't his son.
no. Well, he's not. He's his
His
he
brother.
was his brother in that one as well. To be fair,
Was
but
he?
Yeah, in the original. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was his.
No, but
son.
he raised them because they were orphans. So he basically raised them. So he's like, Mario's my mother, my father, and my brother.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
guess. Like their parents left and then raised a little kid in the fucking farm.
Have you played the Mario game? Yoshi and his pals raised Mario as children, apparently. So,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, Mario's family's whole.
That explains
his
why
whole,
Mario has a
his
habit of
whole
shitting
fucking
in a book.
family's in it, and even his granddad's in it. Mario's granddad, when his mother's trying to feed the granddad at the table, and the granddad's like,
Yep.
can't get the meatballs. Oh, it's good.
I did like the Jumpman cameo.
Yes, it's a great movie, and
This
that
is
whole
all within the
sequence-
first 5 minutes, Paul. So
Yeah.
it's no.
There's a whole sequence where they're running through the streets, and it's literally like jumping on the levels.
Yep.
It's a whole platform. It's great. You need to watch it. Okay. So Venom 3's got a title at last. The threequel will now be called Venom: The Last Dance. Does this mean it's the last dancing for Tom Hardy and his gooey pal? I fucking hope so. We don't know much about the movie other than the fact that it has a Dia de los Muertos setting, and Chiwetel Ejiofor is going to be playing the villain. But now it's called, The Last Dance. He had a bit of a boogie in Venom 2. So are we going to see, disco symbiote?
Yeah, Venom, Disco Inferno.
I like the Venom films.
We are
yeah.
Disco Stew.
So I don't know what it is. I don't expect to like them. I don't particularly want to like them either. I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to Tom Hardy. In general, I think he's great and he does this well.
So this will be the fourth movie set in the Venom universe. Yeah, because you got Venom, you got Venom 2,
Yeah.
you got Venom 3, and you've also got the tiny little cameo of the Asian woman in Spider-Verse 2.
And then Venom appearing in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh,
Like, at the
yeah, the
end.
back end.
Oh, yeah, well, no, that takes place in the actual 616. It's not, that doesn't take place in the Venomverse. So, is what it is. Right, just announced on Friday, Paramount are moving forward with a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie that was teased at the end of Rise of the Beasts.
Has anyone told Joe?
Teased. I wasn't teased. I was thrown in your face. And then
Has anyone
pummeled you to death with it?
Have you told Joe? Do we need to get him to tell us more bathroom safety?
I'll get in touch with him. I'll ask him.
The more you know.
He doesn't live near
I
me
would
anymore.
love that, like the idea of a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, but all it is a Transformers movie, and occasionally everything stops, and Joe just appears in the corner, gives you a safety tip, and then he just goes G.I. Joe, and then he disappears in the Transformers movie.
I might get in touch with him and see if we can come up with a plot for a Transformers G.I. Joe movie. Maybe Optimus Prime and Joe might have a little conversation. Who knows? So, nothing else is done at this time.
to me on my bar mitzvah.
Tell me all about your bathroom safety tips, Joe.
I can't believe
Make sure.
that's the only thing that's in there just because he was like, I just found a
Yeah,
safety leaflet because my kid. I just
this
bought
doesn't make
safety
sense.
shit.
Many years ago now, we asked our friend Joe to do a little G.I. Joe thing for us, and we said, we need like a little PSA thing at the end of G.I. Joes. We did a whole thing. Me and my daughter recorded a whole fucking
Like sketch.
Yeah, you were on it as well, obviously, right?
Yep.
And we did a whole thing with Daniel Craig and Sean Connery tried to steal his sandwiches. And so that ended with a whole G.I. Joe. We did the whole thing. And our friend Joe recorded some PSAs, but they were all based on bathroom safety tips on a leaflet that he had. So he was just like, make sure to wipe up any spillages on the floor so that you don't fall over and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like
The more you know with
The
Joe.
more you know.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and then
G.I.
it got to a
Joe.
point where, like, whenever I was editing episodes, like every so often, I would just edit in a random PSA in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
In fact, have I got one? It's still knocking about.
You should have. Like, I'm pretty sure they're all in the Dropbox.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking now. Retired Sanders, perhaps?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Is this... I don't know if this is it. Sorry, here's me computer
G.I. Joe
takes-
PSA.
Yeah. Here's
Should
me
be called.
computer. It takes a week to actually load it in.
We'll edit round this.
There we go.
Hi, Patreon.
Was unable to play the file. You fucking should be able to play the file. What are you
Is it
talking
downloaded?
about?
Is it
Doesn't
synced?
matter. It should still be on my computer.
Oh.
Doesn't matter if it needs to down. No, it's not working.
Oh, well.
Fuck it. Can't be asked.
Never mind.
Anyways. Yeah, but Joe. Hello. Anyway. So
Hello, Joe.
we know that the Joes and the Transformers have crossed over.
Oh, they've got massive history in...
Oh, you mean in general? I thought
Yeah,
you meant
I mean...
I thought you meant in the movies. I was
mean,
like, when did this happen?
The Hasbro Cinematic Universe is coming.
They've been crossing over in comics for like 40 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Marvel,
there was
Marvel had the Transformers and G.I. Joe for many, many years and did a big crossover mini-series. When IDW had the rights...
That's
They
who I was
actually
trying to
built
think
a
of.
whole Hasbro-verse from, they originally they had Transformers and G.I. Joe separately and then decided, you know what, let's go all in. So they did a Hasbro-verse, which was Transformers, G.I. Joe, Action Man, Micronauts, ROM, and Mask.
Well,
Mask.
I know, IDW was one of the latest sets, like as one of these big things. It had the crossover with like Ghostbusters.
The thing
and
is,
shit.
it was weird involving Mask because why was Cher's deformed kid there with the Transformers? It makes no sense.
If I remember rightly, Matt Tracker.
Jim Carrey was also there.
Matt Tracker was a member of G.I. Joe during that period.
Yeah.
But
And
now,
so was Cher's kid.
but now the Transformers and G.I. Joe rights are with Image. And it basically what they did was they stealth launched this thing called the Energon universe. So what they did was there was this title announced from Charlie Kirkman, who created The Walking Dead, called Void Rivals.
Charlie Kirkman.
Yeah.
Robert
Kirkman, sorry.
Charlie Adler, you're thinking about the artist.
Yeah,
Charlie Kaufman.
Sorry. So they announced this title, Void Rivals. And it wasn't until you read the end of the first issue that you found out, shock horror, this takes place in the shared Transformers G.I. Joe universe that we're calling the Energon universe. They literally did not release this as information before the issue came out. And so basically they've got this ongoing.
Did it track afterwards though? Did
yeah.
So
basically you had a surprise Transformers character in this title that otherwise you thought had nothing to do with Transformers or anything like that.
Right to the end of it, someone's car.
But so at the moment,
Imagine that in an issue of
at the
The
moment,
Walking
Void
Dead.
Rival. So the Energon universe consists of Void Rivals, Transformers, and it's 2 G.I. Joe miniseries. So
feel
one,
like I'm being
one
ignored.
based on Duke, one based on Cobra Commander, and it's all building up and building up. Their new run on their new take on the Transformers is interesting enough, and you know. They're sort of picking and choosing all the best bits that they like.
Get off your phone, you!
From the older versions, but not necessarily doing the same things. So, for example, spoilers: they kill Bumblebee quite early on.
It's okay. We can rebuild them. We've got a box of wasps.
Let me get the box.
They've decided. Okay, for our small character, we'll use Cliff Jumper instead. So.
I thought you were going to say like that's when they bring in like
That's just a bloke by the name of
not
Cliff Jumper.
Hot Shot, stuff like that. You know, from the newer cartoons.
No, not.
like
but
Goldberg.
yeah, they've
Goldberg?
they've quite.
Goldberg,
They've killed.
He's the Jewish banker.
Optimus Prime is a badass in this new version, and he's got Megatron's arm with the cannon on. He's literally it's Optimus Prime, but he lost an arm, so he's got Megatron's arm that has Megatron's laser cannon on it instead.
Could he be fucked
So
carrying
now
his own gun?
I was going to say when he transforms into a truck with a wheel missing.
kind of.
It's like
Sounds sort of Robert Live.
it's just a cannon.
The rest of Megatron.
Yes.
Is, again, spoilers. Is currently being held by Cobra La. Where
The entire time, Megatron's like, "Let me go, you bastards!"
And what Cobra Commander is doing is going around the world trying to find the secret of Energon. There's shit like it's really good what they're doing.
Quick question for you then.
Yeah.
Who's Cliff Jumper?
I can't. Like they had to rename him because people were like getting the wrong ideas.
It's
no.
Cliff. Get him. No.
What? No, I meant people were jumping off cliffs, but okay.
Oh.
No, I was going to say, is this one of the... I can't remember if in the comics continuities they made Megatron and Galvatron separate characters.
I think
or not?
I think there is a
'Cause I know
continuity obviously for me that I think of the Transformers the movie. So
Yeah. So
they're the same person, but-
exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I've
Frank
got
Welker became Leonard Nimoy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that also happened in the movie. I want to say it's Patrick Dempsey. Is it? Is it Patrick Dempsey? Or is it? I can't remember which one it is. The one with the evil Bumblebee and all that kind of. Anyway, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
No, I do thank that that 1986 film though for every single time the news was talking about King Charles's coronation, I kept yelling at the TV, "Coronation Starscream!" like, which got many a weird look at work.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll move. I was gonna do with John Hollywood. What do we think it'll be? But Paul's already told us what it's probably gonna fucking be. So there we go. We're gonna move through to a horror-themed extended bumper section of the news now.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going back to Burkittsville.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes.
Where's?
Blumhouse have announced this past week that they've teamed up with Lionsgate to produce a new Blair Witch movie, potentially even a trilogy.
So Blumhouse have gone, what horror franchise don't we have?
Which
I
one
know,
haven't we
Blair
fucked
Witch.
up? Yeah, which one haven't we fucked up yet? There we go. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not actually a big fan of the Blair Witch Project.
No.
Yeah, I mean, not much happens in it. To be fair.
I think it's one of those movies that if I'd seen it at the cinema, I would have probably gone, "This is awesome." I saw it at home on VHS, and it wasn't great.
The thing is I appreciate it for what it did. It reintroduced found footage, because found footage is not a new thing.
No,
Obviously,
it's not.
like Campbell Holocaust was doing it back in the day. So, but it basically blew the doors open as to what you could do with a movie, and I appreciate a lot of the stuff that's come since. Most of it is shite. It's very difficult to do a found footage movie, but if you can do it well, you've got a good one.
Just ask Josh.
Exactly, yes.
This is where, like, coming into stuff like Blair Witch and stuff, the idea of making them into movies or even like a normal TV show is chasing the wrong medium for that kind of shit now. Like, because something like that, like to be a whole thing where it's like, oh, we've got footage of like these are the kinds of projects that now work best on shit like on social media sites like YouTube and TikTok and shit like that are doing weird,
ARGs and stuff like that.
Like horror ARGs, like back in the day with Marble
it's
Hornets.
A name property. It's a name property. They're gonna want to exploit it. I think Blair Witch 1, not great. Blair Witch 2 has great ideas. It was just very poorly executed.
But Book of Shadows is quite metatextual, isn't it?
Book of Shadows is great. It just got fucked with by the producers because they didn't know what it was supposed to be. Blair Witch 3, it's okay.
There's a 3?
Oh, yeah. It's just called Blair Witch. It's by the same guy who did Godzilla vs. Kong. Funny enough, Adam McGrath. It was in production as a film just called The Woods, and then eventually at Comic-Con one year they just went, by the way, it's actually Blair Witch 3. And it's not very good at all.
So no one confused it with the musical.
Yeah, but the end, towards the end, there's a sequence where one of the characters is crawling through a very tight claustrophobic space. And that is creepy as shit. Rest of the movie's wank, but that is freaky.
But that's one of the things that I liked about the film So Below, like.
So Below,
yeah. So the most of the film is like, but like half of it is like in all these claustrophobic tunnels of the Paris catacombs and like
claustrophobia works really well.
Yeah, I was just
if you can do it right.
Like The Descent. That's another one that's awful for that.
Speaking of another movie that won't be very good, is the minds behind Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey series. Are diving deeper into the land of copyright expired material and have announced more movies featuring Winnie the Pooh, Bambi, Peter Pan, the Mad Hatter, Pinocchio, and Sleeping Beauty. And these will all cross over
not Steamboat Willie?
No. These will all cross over in an event movie called Poohniverse Monsters Assemble, which is due in 2025. So they're going to make like fucking 7 movies in a year. To set this movie up. So they will do it, because there's already a trailer for the Bambi movie. This is what they're calling their Twisted Childhood series. There's a poster out for the Poohniverse movie as well already. I don't have it here, but yeah, it looks fucking weird. Okay, we all remember what a debacle the Dark Universe was. You know, where all the Universal monsters were going to be rebooted, starting with the Tom Cruise
is that the
movie.
one where it doesn't have any music in the film, so it's just people going.
Yeah, that was in the trailer.
Dracula Untold supposed to be the first one?
Yeah, I think it was Untold or Reborn. I forget what it was called. Yeah, that was supposed to be the first one. Yeah. It died on its ass, so they went, no, we're starting over from scratch with Tom Cruise. Nothing can fail with Tom Cruise. Cut to
the money. The money.
Yeah, they did that photo shoot where it was Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe was
the only
supposed to be
Dracula. The only Dracula film of any worth is Dracula 3000.
Yeah. Javier Bardem was supposed to be Frankenstein's monster. Angelina Jolie was supposed to be the bride. There's a whole thing, and it died on its ass. Lee Whannell then brought us the Invisible Man from Blumhouse. That was released during the pandemic, and actually was a good movie. Don't know if you've seen it. I really enjoyed it. The Invisible Man from Lee Whannell. It's got Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale.
Has it got John Cena in it?
Yeah, plays the title character.
The only Invisible Man film I've seen is Hollow Man. The one.
Yeah. Have you seen Hollow Man 2? The movie that ends with a fight between 2 invisible men.
Is that the one with Christian Slater?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
So. That's a real thing. Yeah. Literally, the final battle of that is 2 invisible men having a fight. So the camera's just going. and there's nothing there.
Radio.
What the fuck?
Radio.
Yeah, at least Holloman had him walking through the rain so you can see like water pouring down. And stuff.
The fact
I
that
know,
he's doing
big
that on a
Kevin
radio
Bacon
thing
stages.
adds to
Don't
the
forget
bit.
about that, boy.
So, well, Lee One else seems to have been given the keys for the Universal Kingdom, as his next movie has started rolling, and it is called Wolfman. So he's doing a take on the Wolfman.
Has he stolen our werewolves versus builders idea? He better fucking not have.
Well, Ryan Gosling was
that
supposed
reminds
to...
me, I've got a movie pitch for you later.
Okay, Ryan Gosling was supposed to be the title character, but he's dropped out, and instead Christopher Abbott will be taking on the hairy mantle, and the Silver Surfer herself, Julia Garner, will be playing the female lead. Okay, do you remember last time that we were here, we talked about the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow?
Yeah.
Funnily
Yes.
enough, that's slightly what I wanted to talk to you about with this film idea.
So, last time that we were here, we talked about that Willy Wonka experience and how that shit show went down.
Yep.
Since then, the actors have all made out quite well for themselves, getting cameo
I started
cameo
following
accounts.
the Unknown on TikTok.
Yeah, and the girl who played the evil chocolate maker, the
Yeah, yeah.
Unknown, she's got a gig at the London Dungeon now.
Yeah.
However,
She's cool.
the Unknown lives on, as Caledonia Pictures have started production on a movie about the enigmatic creature, with the synopsis reading as follows. The movie follows a renowned illustrator and his wife who are haunted by the tragic death of their son, Charlie. Desperate to escape their grief, the couple leave the world behind for the remote Scottish Highlands, where an unknowable evil awaits them. What's that got to do with the Unknown? I haven't got a fucking clue. But apparently it's going to be a movie about the silver-faced
Nice.
big-haired...
You know,
I do-
credit to these poor bastards who got sucked into this thing. They're at least making a
Did you
little
watch
bit
the
out.
documentary on Channel 5 about it?
No.
Oh
but-
my
There
god,
was a
it's brilliant.
documentary?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Cars and Stars in Bolton today. One of the
Kazakhstan's in Bolton.
Cars
Who's a
and
cunt?
Stars.
Oh,
the
Cars
Comic
and
Con.
Stars, right.
I thought you
one
called
of the
someone
Oompa Loompas was at
Oh, she
it.
there?
Yeah, Kirsty Patterson.
No, the
I thought you called someone a cunt.
Wonky Lumpers, I believe they're called, or something like that.
Yeah, the wonky Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. So Wonkadoodles, that's what they're called, Wonkadoodles.
Wonkadoodles.
So there was a documentary on Channel 5, and they had the interviews with most of the cast, like one of the lads who played Willy, a couple of the Oompa Loompas, the Unknown was there. Obviously, people who went and were furious about what happened and stuff. And they even had an interview with the fella who arranged it all. And they put it on the screen.
Is he
we
not-
want to make it clear that he is not getting paid for this, and he basically was lying out of his ass the entire time. He's just like, none of my friends speak to me. My relationship broke down. My family don't want anything to do with me. And they're like, well, is it true that you made the entire script out of AI? And he's like, no, I just ran it through an AI thing to help with some spelling errors. And they're like, okay, what about the fact that you've released like 12 books in the last 6 months and they were all written by AI? He's like, again, I just put them through for to help with me spelling. It's like, yeah, of course you did. You wrote your 12 novels and said, yeah, Stephen King's called on the phone, calling you a fucking liar, mate.
Yep.
You know, he's just, it's
mean,
so
the-
good.
the-
He's
the-
just sitting there squirming the entire interview.
I'm glad
Check it
the
out,
dude
it's
finally
great.
got his proper comeuppance. Like, there's a whole fucking town in Scotland that absolutely hates him
Yeah.
because
Oh.
he ran
The Santa thing? Was it the Santa thing?
I was thinking of the one where he was running a food bank and then
Oh,
nicked all the money from it.
Yeah, well, he did
It was
a
like,
Santa
what the
thing.
fuck, dude?
He did a Santa thing where everyone like paid. He did a Kickstarter. He got all money and everything like that to buy presents for the kids. It was supposed to be a free Santa thing. He got all the money through and then just went, yeah, we're not doing the Santa thing. We can't get the clearance for it. We can't get the what's and
Oh, and that kept all the money.
So he
I
kept all
forgot
the money
about
for
that one.
Yeah, that's different as well. They said to him about that. Why'd you do that? And he just said, yeah. And he just went, yeah, you know.
For
sorry.
anyone listening,
Yeah.
Doug just offered us some Coke.
Yes.
Bamf.
Just for the taste of it. Okay.
Can I have a line?
Yes. What would you like to say?
Actually, it was talking about my film idea. So
Yes, tell me. Ha ha! I'm back,
Okay.
by the way.
yeah, so funnily enough, with this, my sister when I went over to my mum's the other day to pick up grandma, right?
Sponsored by Diet
She was,
Coke.
she was watching the Tim Burton Willy Wonka.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Although she did say, like, having recently read the Roald Dahl book, it's weird that the Tim Burton one's actually like closer story wise.
Well, it's
Weirdly,
not.
like it's got more like elements
Wonka's
borrowed
dad is
from the
not
original.
in the book.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean like there's like
I saw Wonka. I saw the new one, the Timothée Chalamet movie.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
It's
it.
fucking beautiful. I
Oh,
loved
bless
it.
you.
Fair
I
enough.
loved
Did
it.
you like that?
I
But-
really did.
Yeah, but I gather the problem with Wonka is how does he basically go from nicey Timothy Chalamet,
Chalamet.
yeah, him, to the
Evil child murderer.
the guy who basically
What, Gene Wilder?
doesn't mind seeing kids drowning and
No, that's-
exploding.
Oh,
and,
mate, you want to watch this film, he's seen some shit.
Because-
Yeah, that's why.
I'll
Olivia
tell you.
Colman fucking hates him.
I'll tell you how. He's a businessman. That's how business works.
Capitalism.
Like, yes, this is exactly what I said to Abby. I was like, okay, so the Tim Burton one is like, Wonka's all like fanciful and shit. Although weirdly, it portrays him as a colonizer who goes to a village, finds like an unknown tribe, kidnaps everyone.
Oh, it's somewhat worse in Wonka. He goes and steals from the natives in this one and doesn't give them anything for the
Fucking
time
hell.
and effort. Yeah.
And then
That's why Hugh
I
Grant
said,
comes
yeah,
in.
Hugh
I said
Grant
like
is
the
fucking brilliant,
yeah.
isn't
I said
I-
the
I
Tim
wouldn't-
Burton one is
Yeah.
like the weird fantasy version, right? And then Gene Wilder's the one like the more realistic one where
well, this is
if
the-
a dude
Yes, you can see this guy turning into Gene Wilder.
Right,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Even mannerisms and stuff. The kid did a really good
yeah,
job.
But-
he did very well.
Yeah,
He did very
but I
well.
was-
It's a fun movie though. It is a really fun movie.
Fair enough.
But like you say, yeah, he's seen some shit. Although my main gripe with the movie is he's just like, come on everyone, taste my mother's chocolate that she made 30 fucking years ago. It's gonna be moldy as shit by now, mate. And everyone's
It
like,
depends how much-
This is the nicest chocolate I've ever made.
depends how much sugar they put in it.
Oh, it's like 30-year-old fucking chocolate. Doesn't matter how much sugar in it. That thing's gonna be green by now.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I was watching the films and like I remembered like at the beginning, it's all they're always like, oh, no one works at the factory, no one ever sees people coming in or out, and then I realized you could totally legitimately do like a remake of the thing that's based on the same story, but the whole premise is about like automation in factories and
Well, that's why Charlie's dad's out for a job, because the
Yeah.
machine puts the lids on the toothpaste now.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there's a thing is
So I'm gonna write that.
Did you notice how basically the police chief's role is basically that of the mayor from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's yeah.
The police covering up crimes.
Well, yes, but this police
Who would
gets
have
paid in
come-
chocolate.
The police working hand in hand with billionaires. What a surprise!
I still maintain until they do Glass Elevator, I will not be happy because I want live action Vermicious Knids.
Yes, we need the Wonkaverse to be complete.
No,
No, Roald Dahl had the idea first. I'm pretty sure I read that book when I was a kid.
Until
So did
they
I.
do the scene where they have the people licking the wallpaper and realizing that schnozberries taste like dick, I'm not. Like, that's what a schnozberry is.
Well, okay, just okay.
Like,
Couple
in
of-
canon. In Roald Dahl canon. I was going to say James and the Giant Peach canon. I mean, technically, I guess.
Well, a couple of little final bits to round off before I hand over to Paul. No point really talking about the last parts because there's no time. Sonic 3, CinemaCon was this week. They were talking about stuff. Sonic 3 is going to. They showed a clip of it. Jim Carrey is back as Dr. Robotnik. As much as the second movie had him with the big moustache, and he's bald now. Now in this movie, he's going to be fat as well. So they're finally getting them step by step towards what Robotnik looks like in the movies.
Fair enough.
Scary
the
Movie's
games.
getting a reboot for some fucking reason. Top Gun Maverick's Glenn Powell will star in a Running Man remake.
Okay.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the Godzilla TV series, getting a season 2. Woohoo! And there's also going to be more Monsterverse spin-offs.
Cool.
Peacemaker season 2 started filming this week. James Gunn is apparently also directing parts of season 2, so how he's going to direct season 2 as well as directing Superman at the same time. Superman at the same time. I haven't got a fucking clue.
Lots of drugs.
Yeah. It's going to be a Star Trek origin
It's a crossover.
movie that has been put in development, all about the origins of Starfleet. And a Five Nights at Freddy's sequel has been officially greenlit for release next year.
Whoop.
We were going to talk about the Joker Folie à Deux trailer and the Beetlejuice trailer, but I can't be asked when we haven't got time. Joker just
Sorry.
looks like more of the same. Beetlejuice looks like more of the same, but in this time with Jenna Ortega. That's that. Tell me I'm wrong.
Fight me.
Fight me.
Phil.
Fight me, Lyle. Fight me.
Yeah. Anyways, that's me. Time for him.
Time for me.
Doctor Who.
Hold on to your lapels, Chessington. It's the Doctor Who news.
Biddly bum.
At last, we have a
Do we?
start date, and the episode titles have been released for the new series, alongside another arguably better trailer that's teasing events from the new season.
I haven't watched that new trailer yet.
Have you not?
Nope, not gonna.
I haven't.
Nope.
Do you? Because I'm about to spoil.
I
Go on,
found
tell
I
me.
found
Well,
out about that.
so
I know the titles and stuff.
the trailer includes a return to Unit Towers
Oh my god, what a shock.
and Yasmin Finney appearing as Rose Noble.
Well, I knew she was coming back anyway.
Yeah. So we are getting a double bill debut on what they
Bill's
call
coming back.
on
Yes.
On-
Two of them coming up on the sides.
a double bill debut on what they're referring to as Eurovision Day. So it's
What Vision Day?
Eurovision.
Oh, I thought you said horror. Anyway, never mind.
I know. I made a point of typing it, but it did actually try and you respell it as WHORE vision, which would have been done. But Eurovision, so it's Eurovision Day,
You said what's that
11th
website?
of May.
Yeah.
So we're getting Space Babies and the yeah, I know
Stupid
they
fucking
just
title.
look so
We're
silly.
getting
But
Space
I'm
Babies
I'm
on
sure-
Whorevision
I'm-
Day.
Space babies and space rabies.
And the Devil's Cord. That's the episode that's going to be
The Beatles.
The Devil's
one?
what?
The Devil's Cord. It's the Beatles episode, and it's starring Jinx Monsoon.
I read something this week. Someone.
Jinx Monsoon's in.
That's
I'm
kinda-
gonna start-
that's kinda
I am
cool.
going to start watching
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
I watched. I read an
I
interview with
fucking love Jinx Monsoon. So
Russell,
Yeah,
much.
she's good.
Russell T Davis. Someone asked him, "Is there going to be Beatles music in the Beatles episode?" And he
No.
went, "No." And the reason why it's a Beatles episode is because there is no Beatles music in it.
Yeah.
All the music's gone, and we need to find out why.
Yeah, the whole point, the whole
So
sort of
the
plot of the episode came out of how do we do a Beatles episode without having to pay Beatles money?
John
No,
Lennon
but-
drowning people in a fish tank.
like a whole. No, I don't give a
How
shit.
dare you!
I don't give a shit about the Beatles. They can fuck off. But an episode called The Devil's Cord, and you don't make it about Black Sabbath.
About
What
evil
the
trousers.
fuck? Well, yeah, The Devil's Cord. But,
Devil doesn't
like,
wear Prada. He
Now-
wears God.
The
Yes.
way it's going to be working, episodes are going to be debuting worldwide simultaneously at midnight GMT, so everybody gets it at the same time.
That sounds
You can
stupid.
watch it while we're in bed.
Yeah, so iPlayer in the UK, Disney Plus everywhere else.
Yes, Doug.
So how much is Jinx Monsoon in this? Is it worth me watching it?
One episode.
It'd be a one episode
she-
thing.
Just one episode. It's
she-
like a
she-
big
she-
role,
she-
not
she-
a- not a
the
little-
villain.
Yeah, she was announced as a major guest star for the episode.
Have you seen the Batman the Brave and the Bold episode of the Music Meister with no. Oh, okay. It seems to be very similar to that.
As in
Very cool. Very cool.
the cartoon one.
Yes, the one
Yes.
with
Fun-
your
yeah.
man. What's his name? You played the toy maker recently.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, MPH.
I was talking
played
to
the music
Connor about
box
that
there.
episode.
So it's going to drop on streaming midnight, and then there will be a traditional airing on the Saturday evening each
That's
week.
fucking stupid.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It means everybody gets to see it
You get an
whenever they
episode,
want
and
to.
you get an episode, and you get an episode.
Everybody sees
it's-
it at the same
it's-
time. Worldwide.
Wait, so when are they? When are they?
Worldwide premiere.
So it
When
drops
does it
on
drop?
iPlayer and Disney Plus at midnight.
Yeah.
And then it will be on BBC One at 7 p.m. in the evening. So
Yeah.
it'll drop in the early hours of the morning and then be on Saturday morning. So you can watch it Saturday morning with your breakfast if you wanted to, or just wait and it's on BBC One at 7 o'clock.
Right. Okay.
It's
so
all good. Yeah.
It's just more the fact that people like if traditionalists, you're gonna get the same shit as you did where because we hadn't got the Mandalorian yet, everyone on the internet's going to be like, by the way, Baby Yoda!
Oh,
and everyone's like, oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, so by the
So
time we
stay
wake
off
up
the
in the morning.
internet.
Yeah. You're best to watch Doctor Who with your breakfast, basically. It's going to be great
Which
for,
is
like,
why
Doctor
I'm
Who
saying
groups.
it's a bit shit, because it should be they should have the evening showing and then drop them straight after.
That's what I think they should do, but,
Yeah.
fuck Britain, apparently. But it's going to be
Even
great
though
for
we're
Doctor
the
Who groups because back in the day we used to have to stay late to watch it and stuff. Now they can literally just watch it that day's episode with the group at whatever time.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's great.
it'd be great.
Episodes then follow weekly, starting with Boom!
Written by Stephen Moffat.
Yes, it's literally the worst kept secret in the new series of Doctor Who.
The entire thing is just Baldrick's poem.
Stephen Moffat coming back to write for the show. The following week, it's 73.
Are you going to talk about the other episode he may potentially be writing?
Not really, because we're just concentrating on the new season for now. I mean, he's allegedly writing the 2025 Christmas special, is what you're referring to there. But we will see.
The tweet where he talked about coming back to Doctor Who, he said, "I'm coming back with a boom," and then he said, "and then people may be happy to let the bells ring," or something like that.
Yeah.
Sort of the reference to Christmas potential.
I getcha. So. The following week, it's 73 yards. Then there's Dot and Bubble,
which is a texting episode, I believe. Seemingly based on the emojis and the background.
Doesn't it sound like a crap 80s, very early in the afternoon kids cartoon?
It sounds like, one of them early Sunday evening ITV murder solving with two middle-aged women who solve crimes.
Oh, you mean like Rosemary and Time?
One's called Dot and a friend's called Bubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of them sex positions you have to Google.
I would be worried if
you have
a
to Google
Doctor.
it, mate, you're doing it wrong.
I would be worried if a Doctor Who episode came out called Rusty Trombone.
I wouldn't at this point
Or
with Russell
Alaskan
T Davis.
Pipeline.
Sorry, Rusty's trombone. What's that about Russell T Davis?
Or Alaskan Pipeline.
It is lovely. Anyway,
Frothy cappuccino.
The following week we've got Rogue,
Angry Pirate.
right? So we've got Rogue.
Angry Pirate.
I'll tell you in a bit. It's fucking brilliant. Google it.
I know what that is.
The Angry Pirate.
I know what that is.
All right.
And I'm not paying attention, so I'll be listening back to this later on. The next episode is Rogue. That's by Kate Herron and Bryony Redman, who worked on Loki.
I missed the X-Men crossover episode, isn't it?
Well, this is going to be the first episode in something like 1,500 and something days that hasn't been written by one of the showrunners.
Yeah.
Then we've got the two-part finale, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and Empire of Death.
Now that sounds like a proper Doctor Who title.
And the thing is, Empire of Death, I'm in fucking Egypt. So, hopefully...
I see what wrote on the notes.
I'm in Egypt. I know. Hopefully, because it's on Disney Plus, and they have Disney Plus in Egypt, I will still get to watch it on the Saturday while getting a bit of a tan.
But you have to watch it subtitled in hieroglyphics, Paul.
You know what you could do?
Down the screen as well, right in the middle.
What's the Doctor saying? I, snake, man doing this.
Walk like an Egyptian. Also, this week...
Hold on, let me see if I've got a gong in this box. Right, surely you can just... Do you not have a VPN? Just do that.
No, but I've got...
Because we're not sponsored by Nord,
I've got Disney Plus, and it'll pick up whatever the local version of Disney Plus is while
Fair
I'm
enough.
Yeah,
so,
I can switch mine to American, so I can watch
worst case scenario, I'm back on the Wednesday, and we can watch it then. But we'll see. We'll see.
I'm stealing that episode title for a song, though.
What, Empire of Death?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sure there's been a Doctor Who novel called Empire of Death.
Probably.
Back in the Virgin Missing Adventures days.
Does this Empire strike back at all?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay. We need to find out.
This dies. Photos were officially released of the TARDesque crew for 2025, confirming Verada Sifu...
The TARDesque crew 420?
Smoke it if you got it. Blaze it, my dude.
Yeah.
69.
Okay. Anyway, confirming Verada Sethu appearing alongside and not replacing Millie Gibson. So, fuck you tabloids and the anti-woke twats on social media. It was exactly what I said. It's, Millie Gibson was basically being, allegedly kicked out and wasn't.
The anti-woke lot being wrong?
Yeah.
How surprising!
Is it just me, or in those photos has Millie Gibson got some support going on there. She looks
To be fair, I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, It's you check her out compared to the original announcement photos. She seems different. Let's just say that much.
You know what? I'm going to come on to one last bit, and I'm going to come, and I'm going to come back, and that's what you've just said there. I'll come back. It's going to bring me round to something else I've just thought of. So,
Paul, your wife's here.
Yeah, I know. It's nothing to do with me. It's all about him. Anyway, in related
Monday morning.
In related news,
for Wednesday.
In a recent podcast interview, showrunner Russell T Davies discussed the possible return of the Doctor Who experience, which ran in Cardiff Bay from 2012 to 2017. We did go there. I went twice.
Yeah.
Is that where the sniffer came from?
Yes. Yes, indeed. I was going to come back to that.
I'm sure Mike will.
That was the closest we got to on the set as well. We got those photos of us outside the Cardiff Bay studios, Rothlock Studios.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, they were debating. You two had gone in, and they were like, "Oh, these are the lucky customers that are going to be able to get on the proper set." And then they watched Mike sniff a dress, and they're like, "Maybe the next party."
There is in fact one person in this room who has been on the TARDesque set, haven't you, Kath? And Joshua. I remember sitting there at work, basically thinking, they're on the TARDesque set. They've gone to the TARDesque set. I'm at work. There is something wrong in the world. There is no justice. I have still not been on the Doctor Who set.
The size of the TARDesque set now, I'm surprised we're not on it already.
No.
Fucking huge.
Bad Wolf Studios. Got to get in there. Got to get in there. But what Russell is saying, he isn't...
you bigger on the inside. I mean...
Russell isn't
I don't know where else to go with that bit.
Russell isn't ruling out the opening of a similar attraction in future.
Oh, Paul, you're a fucking pro, you are, mate. Go on, son.
Talk, Paul, talk.
He did caution that any project was unlikely in the
For anyone
immediate
listening,
future.
he just got poked in the face. I won't say what by. Guess.
So, this is what Russell said. That Doctor Who
Bonus videos
experience
on my
lost
own.
a lot of money.
Hang on. We've got a voice going on here. Okay.
Davies explained, that's not a secret, it just did. I loved it. It was brilliant, it was so lavish. No wonder it lost money. So it's kind of once bitten, twice shy. Thank you, love. Davies said that he and creative forces behind Doctor Who will see how successful it becomes before committing to any franchise expansions. If it starts to get the kids watching, if it starts to sell the toys, if it starts creating demand, then it'll start to happen. Right now, it's difficult time for that. Davies did add, though, that the early signs are great.
Yeah,
that went a little bit Scottish at the end. But yes, the Doctor Who experience was the Doctor Who experience was awesome.
Come
and
along,
yes,
Ivor.
I'd have called you a pro.
Thank you. But the one thing I do always remember about you and me going was your reaction to Jenna Coleman's dress.
Let's get right.
Yeah. And you did get quite up close and personal.
Why not?
With that dress.
Why not? Because it's fucking creepy, Mike.
You wanted to inhale that Jenna Coleman air, didn't you?
Yes.
He wanted to inhale
What's
whose
your
genitals? Well, yeah. I answered my own question.
I don't know how that could lose money, though, to be fair. You had loads of people going all the time. All they got to do is get...
The exhibit's not supposed to be scratch and sniff!
No, but all they have to do is get some mannequins, put some clothes on that they already have. It's not like they need to make them. They're already there. All the monsters and everything like that. Just put them there. Right. Put them on display. All you got to do is pay for the lecky.
Well,
to keep the lights
not quite. So,
so
you got to pay the rent.
Staff to take a photo in front of a green screen.
No, think about what they did. They rented the land, then built the building.
Okay.
And then did everything in it, including, the the pre-show, as it were. So
Yeah.
because you
Getting
in
Jenna
the
Coleman
TARDIS.
to rub herself in the dress.
You
for a
went
bit.
on an adventure with the Doctor
Yeah.
before going through the
Well,
exhibition.
you went on an adventure. You walked around a
They
small version.
they
of
rented the
TARDIS.
land and then built.
Yeah.
That is a bad business
Yeah,
decision.
they actually rented some land from the council and then put the building up.
And
on
then
that
so now
land.
the council have a building on that land that didn't have a
no,
building.
it's been
before.
taken down now. It's
Yeah,
been
it's gone now.
it's gone now.
Okay.
Why the fuck would you build a new building?
Because there wasn't
Go rent
there.
a
They
building.
didn't want
Go
to leave
rent
the costumes
land,
in the
go
rain.
and- Oh, I don't know.
No, but like just
rent a
Just hire a
warehouse.
gazebo.
yeah, exactly. Just hire a building that already exists. No wonder they lost fucking money.
We've all seen the Warner Brothers lot. It's just fucking warehouses, and they just build inside it. You know what I mean? Like the moon landing.
Just rent a gazebo.
They
Get them from
You've
Costco.
seen the Willy Wonka experience. That was in a
what happened with it was literally next door to Rothlock Studios where they were filming the show at the time.
Yeah.
And that's why they had the period when they weren't shooting the show, they had you could
Just
pay an extra
Props aplenty,
12
just sat
quid
there,
a
let's
ticket.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
an extra amount to then go from the exhibition to the studio and go round the TARDIS set. And this was the Capaldi TARDIS.
And this is when your family didn't like you and they made you go to work.
Is
You can't believe they didn't even use the TARDIS to
Like,
turn up at
would-
work, open the door and go, hello, dickhead! Shut it.
Like
Gone.
I know,
Brilliant.
I know, but
This-
yes, yeah. Don't worry, I'll get over it one day.
No, you won't.
No, I know.
No, this, like, they've got to have been able to make money by getting more creeps like Mike to turn up.
If it
Church
was-
occasion,
if
just
it
like
was-
Jenna Coleman, you're on break. Here's a pile of clothes. Roll about in it for a bit.
If it was making money, it would still be going.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It would
making
probably
money.
make
That's
money
what
if
I
they
think,
didn't
yeah,
make a
absolutely.
new building.
Well, I went to the Doctor Who Worlds of Doctor Who thing that they had at the museum, which was interesting. But
Is that the one
not
you
a-
showed me pictures of?
I
that was like,
I wondered why they banned you from the Museum of Liverpool.
Only that floor, it's fine. But yeah, no, it was completely underwhelming once you've been to the other place. But the only thing that I liked about
it's
it
behind
is
glass. I can't sniff
they
anymore.
fixed the face of Bo because when we saw him, he had very much a stroke, hadn't he? So the big head in the glass jar, the
Jesus
face of Bo.
Christ,
when we saw him,
Paul.
he's broken.
Yeah.
His face was like that.
Oh my
That's
God.
what happens when you turn it off.
Yeah.
So,
But when I went and did the thing in Liverpool, Joshua came with. Some bastard had nicked K9's ears.
Oh,
I know K9.
He was intact when I went.
Yeah, K9 had his ears broken off.
that's a shame.
Bastards.
That's a shame.
Bloody scousers.
Well,
does anyone know what the ableism version of the racist gong would be?
The sound of a mobility scooter reversing.
Yeah. Andy, after the show.
I was just going to say it's like the spoiler cannon. I just have to find another piece of artillery. But
In fact, yeah, if it's woke, it just needs to be like an alarm clock, doesn't it? Because now you're woke, because you're awake.
Yeah, if it's woke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Hey, right. Speaking
if
of
it's
things,
woke, I just have to fucking talk.
speaking of things that need to be fixed or can't be fixed or whatever, that doesn't mean a thing. It's time for any other business.
It's time to talk about the weird and wacky things happening around the world with any other business.
That just gets creepier every year,
time,
every
and
week.
you're going to say that. Right.
Every
okay.
year.
Every year. Right. Okay. First story is called Saucy Insurance. Accidents relating to condiments can be quite common. A predicament that Heinz now aims to solve with its innovative insurance policy. Yes, Heinz Arabia have unveiled a solution aimed at addressing the mishaps faced by ketchup enthusiasts. The introduction of the world's first ever ketchup insurance policy.
Is this story about Daniel Craig?
No, that's marmalade. That's not a condiment.
Oh, which-
That's a preserve. Okay, the unique insurance offering
No, but
is... What?
I was going to say he's still a condiment overlord.
Whatever. The unique insurance offering is designed to mitigate the frustrations associated with ketchup spills, splatters, and stains, which Heinz touts as marking a significant step towards enhancing its customer experience. According to Heinz Arabia, nearly half 48% of its consumer base encounters ketchup-related accidents frequently. What the fuck are you doing? With a striking 91% affirming that the enjoyment of Heinz ketchup outweighs the potential mess. In response, Heinz Arabia, in collaboration with leading employee benefits app, has introduced a pioneering ketchup insurance policy that accommodates 57 distinct claims, addressing a wide range of ketchup mishaps. Claims include the policy's official site lists these 57 damage descriptions, which Heinz says can be eligible for a claim. Some of the more distinct ones include the Mega Squeeze. Claims attempts a mega squeeze of Heinz ketchup, causing ketchup to disperse in all directions. Heinz
Goosh.
The claimant attempts to squeeze the bottle with a loose nozzle, causing temporary vision impairment.
My vision is impaired. I cannot see.
Error 57. The claimant spills ketchup upon their computer and/or computer equipment, impairing its function. Young Picasso. The claimant's young offspring used the ketchup for artistic purposes, resulting in messy masterpieces. And Murphy's Law. The claimant's ketchup spill beats all the odds and lands on the only white section of the affected object. Heinz says that this initiative was inspired by numerous social media postings depicting various ketchup spills and accidents. As a result, the company has formulated a comprehensive insurance package covering an array of incidents from stains on carpets and clothing to unexpected splatters on pets, ceilings, and furniture. What's that?
I was going to say.
I said I'm calling bullshit on this.
When was this story published?
When Mike asked ChatGPT to...
For the residents in the UAE, the insurance policy enables them to claim a variety of compensations through rewards such as home cleaning services, laundry support, handyman services, and even luxurious spa treatments. The benefits are accessible via the My Benefits app, which I actually have through my work. We have a quote here from Passant El Ghanam, head of marketing of Kraft Heinz MEA, who commented on the initiative. We need a voice for this guy.
That isn't racist.
Okay.
Yes.
Should we do Chewbacca?
No, here at Heinz, we recognise that our fans' enthusiasm for our ketchup can occasionally lead to exuberant, albeit messy situations.
That's Chewy?
You weren't here.
Our research indicates that 48% of them regularly deal with ketchup accidents, yet 91% assert their love for Heinz justifies the occasional...
It's basically what we've already said. Shut up, El Ghanam. Okay, so you can put your claim through using the hashtag Heinz Ketchup Insurance. Hey! Yes, they are outsourcing. All right, okay. This next story is called Air Jordan.
Hellman's told, when asked for comment, Hellman's just said, grow the fuck up and get a washing machine, dickhead.
Hellman's, eat our fucking mayonnaise!
Yeah.
Okay, so two Irish basketball teams have
HP were like, why are you wearing a shirt?
Two Irish basketball teams have been ordered to replay the final 0.3 seconds of a quarter-final match. Limerick Sport Eagles beat Portobello. This place.
Irish place.
Portlaoise Panthers 80-78 on the 23rd of March. But the second-tier game finished in a controversial fashion, with the Eagles winning points coming from free throws awarded on the final buzzer. Portlaoise appealed on the grounds that the free throw should not have been allowed as the clock had expired at the same time the foul was called. They were initially told by the National League Committee that the result would stand as the referee's decision cannot be retrospectively overturned. However, they were given the option to appeal by the National Appeals Committee. The NAC ruled that the match should be replayed in its entirety, but Basketball Ireland has since said that the option to appeal was granted in error. The NLC then ruled that the fixture would not be replayed in full, but the remaining 0.3 seconds should be played. Basketball Ireland said that Basketball Ireland said that should happen this week, and it would be in liaison with the clubs to determine when. The controversy came after Jason Killeen was adjudged to have been fouled in the act of shooting as the final buzzer sounded. The former Ireland captain landed the two resulting free throws to edge the Eagles ahead. Those points stand, so they will lead 80-78 when the final 0.3 seconds of the match begins. The winners of the tie will face MOY Tolka Rovers in the semi-finals. So they have to play 0.3 seconds of a fucking game. They've got to get everyone together. They have to advertise the match, get people in the stands, just to play. That's it. And you know the tickets are still going to be full price. Okay. And finally, a handyman who has masturbated over a tenant's knickers has been acquitted of criminal damage. Simon Lawrence, 55, had been called to fix a faulty washing machine when he entered Joanna Hatton's bedroom at the cottage she rented with her partner Thomas Jones. But he didn't realise that the couple had installed a motion sensor camera there to watch their cat. The couple were driving to Somerset for Christmas when Joanna got an alert on her phone that the camera had been activated on the 19th of December 2022. She watched in horror as Lawrence laid out her underwear on the bed and began pleasuring himself. In a statement read out in court, she said, we've got a couple of voices here, so we need a voice for this woman first, for Joanna.
Dolly Parton.
Ray Bradbury.
Okay, voices that I can do or / know.
Kermit.
Watching this was absolutely horrifying, and I feel extremely violated. I will have to carry this burden for the rest of my life. When we returned, I couldn't stay in the bedroom and I threw all my undies away. We had to move out the house because it felt completely unsafe there, lad.
I thought you were supposed to put a voice on.
Shut your face. Lawrence of the Street, Settlescombe, was initially arrested for burglary, but as he had been given the key by the landlady, Susie Mills, he could not be charged with that. He told the court that he'd gone into the bedroom because she had asked him to check the soffits, or part of the eaves, at the front of the house, which he did from the bedroom window. He had become aroused when he saw a pair of Miss Haddon's knickers on the floor, and he'd gotten more out of her drawers. Once he had finished, he put the underwear back in the drawer. Lawrence told the court that he thought he'd been in private and had no idea he was on camera. The court heard the video of him masturbating was later circulated around parents in the area who were concerned he was employed by the primary school whose garden he had helped construct. He said,
A lot of my work is based in Settlescombe with regular customers, and that's all but dried up because of things that have been said around the village. Mm-hmm. It's possible that the point where I am going to have to sell... Hang on. It's possible at the point where I am going to have to sell our house because I can't live here anymore. I am extremely apologetic for what I did. Mm-hmm. Yay!
Lawrence was
maybe don't be a fucking creep.
Lawrence was initially arrested for burglary, but this charge was not pursued as he'd not broken in. He instead was charged with criminal damage, even though no physical damage had been done to the garment. Prosecuting David Packer said,
The Crown is relying on the wider definition of criminal damage. Joanna Hatton decided to dispose of her whole underwear drawer as a result of this, which interfered with the enjoyment of her property.
Defending Judy Tammany said,
My client thought there was nobody else around. It's a completely private act. He's not aware of any cameras being in the room. There's no way it can be proved within reasonable doubt that this was foreseeable. This was an emotive case because of the distress. He was originally arrested on suspicion of burglary, but there's absolutely no evidence of that. It does seem as though it's an attempt to deal with this by charging him with an offence which the defence says has not been made out. What? The behaviour was outrageous and can be viewed as reprehensible, and he's already been punished for that because it spread like wildfire through the village and affected his livelihood and reputation. But a criminal offence, the evidence does not add up.
Speaking of which, OJ's dead. District Judge Tessa Sargan said in the cases of criminal damage, the prosecution needed to prove the defendant intended to or was reckless in causing damage to someone else's property without lawful excuse. She told Lawrence,
I do not consider...
No, that's the same guy again. That's the other one.
I do not consider that I need to determine whether any damage has been caused to the underwear. The point in question here is whether the prosecution is able to satisfy me so that I'm sure on the intent, an element of intentional recklessness.
Nagini!
Well, this was, of course, I sound like David Attenborough. Well, this was, of course, a disturbing and distressing action on your part, which has understandably left the complainant feeling violated and repulsed. I cannot be satisfied that this was something that you could have known in the circumstances or foreseen. Based on being not sure of the intention of recklessness in this case, I dismiss the matter. You may go into the wilderness with the
monkeys. So, yeah, there you go.
You need one of them
So the-
ads from your mate Joe, just on the end of that, just saying, wank at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Moral to the story, masturbate in your own bedroom.
Yeah.
Or in the
Like,
kitchen. Or living room.
Your house.
Whatever you want, really. It's your house. Do what you want. So,
In a
But
cup.
go home and do it.
just make sure, you take care of the matter at hand.
Like-
at home or in a hospital should you have an official appointment.
Like, I do have a genuine question about that though, which is like obviously that dude is in the wrong because
Yeah.
he's a fucking creep.
Yes.
But is then
But
circulating
he got
the-
off. And the charges were dismissed as well.
But is the circulation of a video of him doing this technically classed as revenge porn?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
I mean, he's a fucking creep. I wondered whether that would come up or not.
I don't know.
Like, what with the fact that
I think enough has come up already.
Yes.
Eh,
So, these 3 stories.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're all real?
No.
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 No. Okay.
Like
The first one is, if the first one's real, there's something wrong with fucking planet Earth. There really is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one definitely reads like an
yeah,
April
the
Fool's
the
gag.
first one's bullshit. The second one was just boring as fuck.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, you wrote that one.
Yeah. And then the
was
third
that
one
one,
just
so?
sounds like
Air
guys being dudes. Meh. Fucking dickhead.
Well,
I hate that guy.
I can tell you now, they're all real. They are all real. I was very close to including. I found that 7-Eleven in America was about to start selling Limp Bizkit's hot dog flavored water, because they announced it like mid-March, but it turns out it was an April Fool's prank. Yeah.
I was gonna say they're a bit late on the album.
Everything was
promo
just
then.
like everything was coming up like mid-March, and I was just like, it can't be April Fool's then, can it? If it's been announced that far in advance. But the April Fool was like they did have limited cans available of hot dog flavored pop in
Okay.
7-Eleven on April Fool's.
Fair
Day.
हाँ।
That was it. Yeah, but
the
they are all
long
real.
game for an April Fool's.
I know.
Joke. That's impressive.
I mean, they're picking up an album from like 25 years ago as well. Oh god! But yeah, no, they're all real stories. So there is a basketball game due to be played for 0.3 seconds in Ireland, and I was very happy with the fucking title for that one. Thank you very much. With Air Jordan. I was very happy. I was very happy
I can
with
see
that.
it. And I could. Yeah.
I was
Air
very
as
happy
in
with that.
Ireland. Yeah.
Yes. So that is all I have. This is where I hand it over. I know you've got questions. I hope you've got questions. You've probably got one ready. So let's go beyond the 50-foot nerds. When the button works.
Beyond the 50-foot nerds.
Hang on. Why didn't you work, you bastard?
Beyond the 50-foot nerds.
The standard doesn't want to work. Will you fucking work, please?
Beyond
Okay.
the 50.
It's the show's spiraling out of control. Everything's fucking broken.
But-
It's time to go the Beyond the 50-foot nerds. Don't know why it's not
Nerds.
working. Go!
I'll go
Go.
first. Then. I'll go first. Then. Right. Okay. So this is anybody who wants to get involved in this one, please do. So I want 2 movies off each of you.
Right.
One where the twist 100% got you, and one where you saw the twist come in from a fucking mile away, and everybody else thought it was the shit.
Okay.
What have I watched recently?
I will tell you mine while you're having a think. Then. Yeah. So these the ones for me
yes,
while you're having
I
your
know.
think
Okay.
is the film that I would love to watch again and be surprised as I was the first time, which you can never experience it
Yeah,
like that
of
again,
course.
is The Usual Suspects.
Okay.
Because I fell for that hook, line and sinker. I was the absolute right age to absolutely absorb all of that in, and it was fantastic. The film that I saw it coming a mile away was The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
I was in the cinema. Everybody went, and I went, "You fucking what? Are you kidding me?" And everybody was, and the girl I was with at the time was like, "Oh my god, that was like the best thing." I was like, "We can't be together."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
anybody?
You're thinking of Argyle, aren't you? What? Which?
The letters.
Oh, yeah. So, dirty little letters. So it's about
That's all, folks.
It's a British film. It's about a real thing that happened back in the 20s. Really great movie as well. It really well made, and they colorblind casted it. So, because this would have been a massively white film otherwise,
right.
but
I thought you meant they actually
this little Yorkshire town suddenly starts receiving poison pen letters.
Okay.
And they accuse this woman, and it's just about this case, and Olivia Colman's in it, and
then it's a win.
Yeah, Olivia Colman basically getting to use every swear word under the sun is brilliant. But yeah, I didn't see
just watch
that
any interview
coming.
with her. That'll do. Yeah.
It's not so much a twist as I didn't see.
Then it's not
well, right.
Then.
What movie I've watched recently and I didn't see where it was going was $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you not know where that was going?
No, well, it just looks like a Clint Eastwood doing a female version of Rocky, but then they basically snap her neck and it's actually
fire the spoiler cannon for this entire question.
But it's actually a movie about assisted suicide at the end. You do not see that coming. That is an absolute
and one
twist.
that you did then, one that you did see coming a mile away. What was it?
I know what mine is for this. Yeah, absolutely.
What have I seen? I'm usually pretty good at.
Amara, have you got anything?
I'm trying to think. I
things
don't think
coming.
I've watched any films with like those twists in like any time recently. Like
recently.
Like mine was The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Because that's like the big one for me.
What about Richie Rich and his parents were alive the whole time?
I'm trying to think. What is there that?
I've got
the twist in Richie Rich where it turned out he was actually a good guy. That caught me by surprise because no billionaire is good.
No, it was actually his dream, and then he woke up the next day and his parents had left him in the house all alone and gone to France without him. Yeah.
Sorry, that took a second.
There you go. There we go.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've got one that I saw a twist.
I do.
That was Oliver.
I do know one that I had the twist spoiled for me, but I liked the idea, like the sound of it, which was the second Cloverfield film.
Oh, okay.
The one where the twist is like, oh, there's something bad outside, and then you don't know if there's anything bad outside, and then at the very end, it comes out, and then holy shit, there's an alien.
Yeah.
Like I like the idea of that, but obviously I got it spoiled before I ever saw the film.
Do you know what? I think I'll actually do Cloverfield 3. Cloverfield Paradox is my one where I didn't see the twist coming. I didn't know there was going to be a giant fuck-off monster right at the end of that. For no reason. I didn't see that coming at all. I just didn't think that was going to be happening.
No.
Twist I saw coming a mile away was Unbreakable. Sam Jackson is the bad guy. I saw that coming a mile away.
Bars of M. Night Shyamalan ding dongs as well.
Yeah.
That's mad, that.
Nah, I could see that coming a mile away. Actually, one that I didn't see coming in a genuine was the first time I ever saw Rocky. I thought he was going to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know, you watch his story from going as the low down, street guy to going and fighting the world fucking champion, and he loses. Yeah. It makes sense because obviously, of course, he wouldn't win, but. We watch that film. He's your hero. You think he's gonna do it. It's like keep going up again, and then he loses on points, and it's just like okay.
And I love that. I think that it was points.
Yeah,
it was actually the rules of boxing.
Yeah, it's like have you ever seen the original ending of Dodgeball, where they lose?
Nope.
Yeah, the original ending of Dodgeball is they have the final match, the Joes and the Cobras, and then because obviously, and then literally it's the final thing. Joes lose, and they're all like, oh, and then they're like, Cobras win. Cut to black. That's it. You don't even get to see any aftermath or anything like that. That's the original ending of that movie. You're supposed to follow this team from fucking being these fucking outcasts who can't do shit, and then all of a sudden, bang, done. You're out of a job. You've got no money. It's all over. Yeah.
I think the problem is like a lot of the films that I can and like TV shows and stuff that I can think of with twists in are all marketed on like, ooh, you won't believe what the twist is. It's like, well, now I know there's a twist.
Yeah.
Cheers. Like I'm going to be watching for that the entire fucking film.
It's like that episode of
I tell you,
IT Crowd.
I've just thought
he's his own dad. She's a time traveller.
Yeah.
It all takes place in the child's mind.
I've just realised one that did sort of like catch me off guard, which was the second Spider-Verse movie, the end where
he's not
where Miles meets himself.
You've seen it. You've seen
and
it.
the other version of him
I've
is the
still not
fucking
got around to
Prowler.
it. It's on
I
the
was like,
playlist.
oh, I didn't expect that fucking. I didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, okay, that's one that genuinely caught me by surprise, and I was like, oh
one
fuck.
that you saw coming a mile away.
Probably any M. Night Shyamalan film, because they get marketed on the fact that it's an M. Night Shyamalan. There's going to be a twist.
You're watching it and you're trying to figure out what the twist is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the third film.
I mean, in Unbreakable, he literally tells you what the fucking twist is. He's like the villains, they wear purple. They're not the brawn ones; they're the brain ones, and it's literally he's describing him fucking self.
Yeah, and at the beginning of Sixth Sense, he's murdered.
I think I know what my one would be. I think genuinely, Planet of the Apes.
I was about to say that as a joke.
That was not a fucking surprise. It was like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I knew it was fucking Earth all the time. Yeah. You know, fucking hell, it's time travel.
Oh, the Tim Burton one?
Oh, that's
no, the original.
I know.
The original. Yeah.
I was making a joke.
Yeah. Damn you all to hell.
I mean, the closest I get to actual twists getting me nowadays is probably, other than the Spider-Man thing that I just mentioned, thinking about, like, I can't really count shit like cliffhangers and stuff that happen in, like, Legend of Vox Machina because I've seen the campaign it's based on. Yeah. But when that originally happens, I guess that could count.
Yeah.
Maybe, like the... But then I don't know if the twist, the cliffhanger
it might be in a different
counts
medium,
as a twist.
because it's a
cliffhanger.
If it's something that you can't listen to it or watch it again.
Yeah.
Feel the same
Yeah, but
way.
the difference between cliffhangers and twist endings, though, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
I suppose. But anyways.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Anybody else got questions? Go on.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh.
But they've already rebooted them all.
I'd say Beetlejuice with Jenna Ortega. As Beetlejuice, no. Let's see. No, completely reboot it. Yeah. From scratch. Okay.
Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal.
You know what? I would do
an all-female Ghostbusters.
I was going to say Short Circuit. Remake Short Circuit.
Do you know what?
Without the racist bits.
It could potentially be quite interesting in the whole AI thing now.
Okay, I've actually.
We'll combine that idea with my idea of the reboot of Willy Wonka.
But I'd cast Paul Rudd in it.
Paul
Rudd would be really good
He's
as the human
Gutenberg.
lead in a reboot of Short Circuit.
Okay. No, do you know who you need as the
Gutenberg part?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or the robot.
Yeah.
In fact, Chris Pratt plays the
Paul
robot.
Rudd is basically the modern Steve Gutenberg, I reckon.
And I'm Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Do you know?
See Paul Rudd in Larvalantula 3 coming soon.
No. Do you know who you cast as? Do you know who you cast as Johnny Five? Jason Statham.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's
It's a voiceover role.
Yeah,
That's all
fair
it
point.
is.
Fair point.
I can't believe I'm a robot. That's literally all it's going to be. No, I actually do have a genuine answer for this, and it's something that I have actually been working on in my spare time. I really, really, really want a reboot of Weekend at Bernie's. I really want it. I think you could do it so well. And I don't know who you'd cast in it. You'd have to get some young up-and-comers.
Clearly Bernie Sanders. Weekend of Bernie Sanders.
No, I don't know who you cast as Bernie. I'll be honest with you, but you'd get some young up-and-coming talent. And then you have them as the two guys.
Oh, sorry.
I have a question. Can I reboot mine? Or can I do? Sorry, can I do a sequel? From
What's the difference between a
sequel?
What's the difference between a remake and a reboot?
A remake completely brings it from the ground up. Basically, exactly the same story again. A reboot gives it a modern, fresh twist. So instead of Johnny Five being like a military robot, for example, it could be an AI. Okay. Same premise, like the Child's Play reboot. Did a couple of years ago.
So in this,
I want to do.
Are you specifically wanting remakes, or are you like remakes? Either. Okay.
Go on. What's yours, Doug?
Mine is because I recently watched this. I'm going to give you the whole story. It's going to be boring as fuck. Are you ready? Strap in. Starting out underneath the stairs in our house, all my old VHSs were in there. And I said
People under the stairs.
I said to my missus,
Harry Potter!
All these have been in here for so long now, I'm going to have to throw them away. It's going to break me out, but they're going in the bin. We've got to skip outside at the minute. We're having a big sort out. But
Why do you just bring them in here, stick them on the counter, see if anyone wants them?
The VHS I ever bought was in there. So I had to. I don't have a VHS player, but I do have a bit of a dodgy
Still
box.
got mine.
So I went.
Do you not?
And I went to watch
like
it.
3.
It was. I watched Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Which,
as a singular film, right?
I thought
now,
that was Harry and the Harry and the Hendersons
TV
is a TV show.
series.
Right.
And it was Harry and the Hendersons in the States.
Yeah.
Right.
But that film holds up so well. The cast is amazing. The chemistry is amazing. It's the guy who
John
played
Lithgow,
Predator.
Yeah.
It's when I fell in love with
Kevin
John
Peter
Lithgow,
Hall.
which is why I want it as a legacy and have it be Ernie, the little kid grown up now, and Harry Henderson has come back to visit, seeing Dad,
and he's got
still rubbing his face from that
Bigfoot's
time,
son or something
still
like
rubbing
that.
his face that time when John Lithgow punched him, that kind of thing. Oh my God, just get it in. But the one thing that you can, if you used to watch that film now, because it was the same guy who did all the body work for Predator.
Yeah.
That man moves like an animal one way.
Oh, Terry. Oh, what's his name?
He moves like an animal one way. So when it's moving through the house, you squint, mate. That is Predator walking through a suburban house.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's
Terry Notary, the guy who does all the animal, teaches people how to walk like apes for Planet of the Apes and stuff like that. Get him doing it.
It's one of my favourite films of all time. Like I said, it was the first VHS I ever bought. It was 1986 when it came out, so it would have been like 1988 or so when I actually purchased it. But it's there, still in all its glory, ruined to hell. But yeah, so we sat and watched it, and it's damn near a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's decent. I would like them to eventually do the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids legacy sequel with Josh Gad as Wayne Zielinski's son, who's grown up. I forget the kid's name now. But yeah, I think they should do that again. They should do that. Don't know when or if they're ever going to get to it. But it's Rick Moranis owns all the rights to it, so it's down to him eventually if he wants to do it.
Bigfoot and the Hendersons. Harry and the Hendersons.
Dune! Wait.
I've got another one for you as well.
Okay.
Because it's the only way this particular franchise is going to work going forwards. An actual reboot of the Terminator. But you don't do you do the original idea. So instead of it being the Terminator as Tank, it's what they were originally going to do in casting Lance Henriksen as the Terminator, and it's the Terminator as infiltrator model.
They've done that though. The most recent Terminator, Dark Fate or whatever it was called, that had like the smaller.
Yeah, but strip away all the continuity. You start from scratch with a completely new.
Personally, I think
story.
let the franchise die. I think it's.
I say one more. I say one more, and I say actually see Skynet take over. I have a whole movie about that, not a flashback.
So like Terminator 3.5.
Yeah, so the back end of 3 when they're just about to stop it and then credits.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Let's see how it does it. Explain
That's
it
a good
to
end.
us.
Say you're talking about twist
and have it make
twist
sense.
endings. That's a great twist ending.
The rest of the film was shit.
Yeah,
but the ending was phenomenal.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Where it's just I wasn't here to fucking stop it happening. I was just here to put you somewhere safe while it happened.
Yeah.
That's a great ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I always wanted the one that had Christian Bale in to have the original ending where it was like where he dies and then basically that other Terminator just gets his skin put on him.
Yeah.
So he pretends to be.
I love if it was a really shit job. Like he just cut his face off, just with a bit of a penknife, just sliced it over his nose.
Stapled it to it.
You know, with the Joker when he did that.
Stapled it to his face like you did with Paul's on the Christmas special.
Yeah. Hello, it's me, John Connor. Don't look too closely.
Funnily enough, like the problem is, like I already talked about which one I'd reboot, but it's from 1971, which is the Willy Wonka story. Like,
you know what I'd like to reboot the animated series.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I could have sworn they did or were going to.
Netflix did a weird live action thing.
That rings a bell. There was something about reboots.
I'm looking up 1980s films to give me ideas.
Reboots.
Yeah,
E.T.
The Guardian Code.
Oh yes, that's it. Yeah, reboot the Guardian Code.
Yeah,
2018 reimagining of 1994's computer-animated TV series Reboot.
Yes. No.
Yeah, it's a live.
It
was a hybrid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Live action.
We need a live action version of
we talked about.
Mask, which we probably will get.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
That was a toy too
Weird.
many back in the day for me. I couldn't be into Transformers and Mask and He-Man and everything else and Star Wars.
No.
So
Looking at the list of like 80s films and stuff, one that could have potential would be They Live.
You can't do it without Roddy Piper. You can't.
I have come to chew bubblegum and to kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
It depends how you do
I
it.
came here to kick ass.
The thing is that would work so well in the post-stroke, potentially pre.
Altered States. That's one that I'd want to do.
That's a weird one. I watched
I fucking
that
love Altered States. That's where the cover for...
I watched that at college.
Yeah, that's where the album cover for the Godflesh album Street Cleaner came from.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the whole reason that I watched that film. And then I used like a whole bunch of samples from it for a Psytrance song because I figured it made sense.
All right. Right.
So yeah, I would do Altered States.
Andy.
You are all cast as the Doctor. Who do you have as your sidekick, and what are your enemies?
Okay, so we're all cast as the Doctor. Who's our
Mike goes
sidekick
with Jenna
and who's our
Coleman.
enemies?
Yes, let's see. I actually did write a fan film script.
I just realised we didn't
25
add any
years ago
cast for
now.
our reboots.
I've still got the script. I've still got the costume. I've still got the sonic screwdriver.
It's got 3 speeds.
It was
Mine will.
It's in that box.
The companion was called Rachel.
Call it the Wasp.
And she was a sort of college age, early 20s, eco-warrior type. You know, this was the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
So that was very in
Paul
vogue
loved
at
a
the
bit
time.
of Toya Battersby back then.
And the villain was the Rani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a slightly sort of business person disguise take on the Rani, running a company called Margrave Industries. So that was what I came up with back in the day.
We're all cast as the Doctor. We've got who's our companion and what enemy?
What's the main enemy?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be me all along. You didn't realise it. The toilet is actually my TARDesque. And,
The TARDesque.
and it's Hazel. Is my companion.
Okay.
Fair enough.
There you go.
You've got your own little canine.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, 8.5. I've seen the size of it.
Yeah. Okay. Who's your villain that you're going up against?
Who's my villain going to be? Let's go for one that I actually know. Because as it's not a secret that I don't know a lot about Doctor Who, but as a child, the Cybermen scared the living shit out of me.
Yep, that's what they were there for.
Yeah. So it would be. Not them, because I'm scared of them. It would be...
But now you'd have the...
fucking near one of them.
Now have the power to fight.
I went to an exhibition for sci-fi once, and I did see some Doctor Who stuff, and the Peter Kay statue was there.
The fucking Absorbaloff.
No.
Is that a villain?
That's yes.
Yeah.
That then.
That's the same episode where a woman gets put into a paving slab and a man fucks it.
That episode...
That's genuinely true.
So
fucks a paving slab.
Love and Monsters, that episode aired the day me and Kath got married.
Right, okay, wait. Like, you're on about the reception, right? Not like... do you
Does
take...
anyone
Stop!
Does anyone have
Press
any
play,
lawful
love.
reason why these two can't be married? Yeah, Love and Monsters is on. I'll see it in half an hour.
I misunderstood what you meant, and I thought you meant that the enemy was Peter Kay, like as himself.
Yes, it is.
Just the actor Peter Kay.
was.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Mike, what about
do
you?
you guys rate that as a bad episode?
It's not the best.
I don't remember it.
Because it was the episode that aired on the day I married the love of my life, and it's called Love and Monsters, and it is about.
Okay, but take all of that out. The actual episode is it?
Kath gets
If you
the love
strip everything
and Paul
involved
is the
with
monster.
it away,
All the
it's
sentimentality
not. It's
taken.
not the greatest episode. I still find it 45 minutes of entertainment.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Because I find Peter Kay extremely
To
entertaining.
be fair, Paul, that's basic. That is Doctor Who at its most basic. That just strips out
That's
any
TV.
enjoyment. That is just a description of what the content is. It is 45 minutes of entertainment.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like if I get a book, that's like this is
If-
3
if-
hours of reading.
If it doesn't entertain me, I'll switch it off.
Yeah. So Peter Kay for me, especially back then when all that was happening.
Yeah.
I know he's had a load of money out of me.
You just pull up in the TARDesque, open the door, it's just
so-
Peter
Oh,
Kay
I-
going, garlic bread! You're like,
I even watched the stupid episode of Coronation Street it was on.
oh God, that one.
The other thing just to be aware of is that costume was designed as part of a Blue Peter competition.
It was supposed to be like
That-
bigger than a London bus, double-decker bus.
Really?
Yeah. A kid designed that
Yeah.
that alien.
Nice.
And named it the
Make a-
Absorbaloff.
a Make-A-Wish kid.
No, it was Blue Peter competition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
You
fair,
need your
like,
own gong for that one, love.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
You figure that one out on your own.
yeah, kids. To be fair, kids can make like horrible things.
That's
Have
a
you
beep,
seen
beep,
in the in the D&D like 5th edition
I can't do that one.
rule books? I think in the monster manual,
Give it up on
there's a thing called the I think it's called the
Do you want to go get one now?
Oblex or something. Yeah, something.
I've got a
It's
monster
a
manual.
thing.
Yeah, go on, grab it.
Oh, well,
it's
don't
on the shelf.
matter. Let's just-
$41.99,
Come on, let's
please.
just-
But the thing is, like this
start
kid
rapping.
came in for like actually one of these Make-A-Wish things and went, oh, I've got an idea for a monster. And it's the most fucking horrifying thing ever. It's this weird like ooze thing.
Cancer.
That well, kinda. It's this weird fucking ooze thing that like absorbs people but then takes their memories and like makes like clones of them to ensnare more people and stuff. It's like proper fucked when you use it in a session. It's like what
I'm so proud of myself I didn't laugh at your joke then.
I can't remember
You're
the
laughing
name
on
of
the
it.
inside.
No.
So Mike,
Where the
what
cancer
would
is.
your Mike who
What would my okay? So I'm a doctor.
not the doctor,
But
just
I-
a doctor.
yeah.
You just turn up as like the Time Lord version of Doctor
Yeah.
Phil.
I'm just like on casualty. Like, why am I here? No,
just fucking the Daleks are like, I want to take over, and you're like, and how does that make you feel?
no, I'd be like, no. If it was casualty, the Daleks would be just like, don't worry, we're gonna put this skip down outside of someone's house. No one's going to be injured. Ah! The skip falls. That's it. Fucking casualty, you can see it coming, man. I love on the ones on casualty where it's just like, oh, he's clearly gonna get crushed by the skip, and then suddenly he'll trip over some dog shit on the pavement, crack his head open on 16 cars or something. Something where it's completely
16 cars. It's like he falls over, hits one car, bounces up, and he like pinballs down
Pinballs
the
down
fucking
the street.
Ding 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 ding. It's like, oh no, I knew I shouldn't have. I knew I shouldn't have left my butter out at the top of this steep hill.
It looks like you remember the old days on Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And then the TARDIS appears at the bottom. You step out, and he smashes into
No,
the
just
TARDIS.
open the door so he can roll in. He slides in the door.
He's slowed down by the ramp, and then you're like, "Oh, a new companion." He's just like bleeding.
No, do you know, in all seriousness, if I were to be,
Ooh, butter for my toast.
if I were to play the Doctor, I would like that episode of Extras with Ricky Gervais, that one where he plays a monster, he plays a slug on Doctor Who, and David Tennant cameos as himself playing the Doctor. His companion is Ren, which is the like women's like they do a part of like the I forget the fucking terminology for
WI?
that. No, it's WREN. It's an acronym for something.
Oh,
like
okay.
From the First World War, the Women's Reserve, something.
Oh, yeah.
Nurses and stuff like that in the First World War. So I would like someone like a historical companion from Earth. So it's not
The
like,
Big Finish did that with Paul McGann.
yeah, they've done it a bunch of times with
Yeah,
Paul McGann,
Yeah, they
yeah.
did.
Oh yeah,
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 it would make it-
the Irish girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It would-
Oh
it would-
shit! I didn't say Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah, or Bonnie Langford again.
I was going to say
Bonnie
I
Langford
always
again.
want them two
You
mixed
know,
up. I don't
Bonnie
know
Tyler
why.
to come with the TARDesque with you. She turned
Just
around.
as Bonnie Tyler.
I want me World War One nurse and a battlefield nurse and stuff like that. I can bring it to the future, and because I'm sick of companions just like, oh no, I miss me mum and dad. And it's just like, yeah, gives your phone so you can ring them. She wouldn't have a phone because she'd be from World War One. And then if she did ring her mum from it, you'd be like, yeah, this is mobile. She'd be like, what witchcraft is this? No, I'd love all that.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say,
would like
there
them to
aren't
go.
many...
The villain I'd like it to be the Rootons, which are the weird jellyfish blob monsters from Horror of Fang Rock, because they can shapeshift as well, which is fucking cool.
The arch enemies of the Sontarans.
The Sontarans, yes.
Sontar.
You know us, we look like roast potatoes and we walk around in battle armor. And we are in a constant 1,000-year war with some fucking jellyfish.
Doesn't really seem fair, does it?
That's something else Big Finish have just done.
Yeah,
They done a mini-series called about the Sontaran Root and War.
Fair enough.
But I love the Rootons, and I'll be honest with you, part of it comes from you, sir, because that's how we met, was Horror of
Fang Rock.
Yes.
Ooh.
I've always loved the episode anyway, but it holds an extra special place.
Fair enough.
So,
I think for mine, I would I'd have like at least 4 other trans women, and we're all in a massive polycule, and then like that's just life in general. That's how I'm starting it. Is I'm the doctor. I've taken.
Would he be famous trans
4
women?
other.
Or
I mean, just
random.
Just hot.
Just
hot ones.
Yeah,
that's all that's important.
I mean, to be fair, like it's like the meme where people like pose the trans flag and like, I don't know what country this is from, but all the girls are hot there. It's just that. Yeah. And then the villain would be. Funnily enough, I was going to actually say the Cybermen, because
you can, because I ain't going fucking near them.
Yeah, because
I like Cybermen.
Like the main thing I was thinking is it would be another. I think it's kind of been done before though. Is the idea of having like the like basically a corporation that's involved with the Cybermen and shit like that, and sort of
industries,
yeah, and sort of like I kind of want
International Electromagnetics.
Yes, I kind of want a villain that is like based on like how fucking evil Steve Jobs was, basically.
Right. Well, again,
they
had that one
fucking
through the AirPods and stuff, didn't they? So,
yeah. Oh no, did you? It's not even that. Like, I was listening to a podcast about how terrible Steve Jobs was. Did you know? Like, I didn't realize like how bad he was until I was. This is a story that is daughter related in her biography, right? Is that when she was 7, her and her cousin went to have this meal and Steve came along because he's like trying to be in his daughter's life a bit longer because this was after he'd abandoned her. And
this podcast sponsored by Apple.
It won't be after I finish the story. And like he's a massive he's like, well, I say he's vegan. He gets into his head this weird diet where he's like, I only eat vegetable and fruit and therefore I can't smell, so I don't shower and all this weird shit, right? But he goes to this fucking restaurant with his ex-wife and the daughter and then the cousin and shit, and his cousin, not knowing what he's like, orders a hamburger, and like after she's eaten a few bites, Steve Jobs gets so annoyed and turns to this 7-year-old and goes, how fucking dare you? How dare you eat meat in front of me? Like, you can't even talk because she's got a speech impediment. He's like, you can't even talk properly. Sort yourself out. And then gets up and goes to the bathroom while she's crying. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, he's a fucking monster.
So that's who we'd have with us in the TARDesque.
So that would be the basis of my enemy, which could then go into like the Cybermen, or like you said, the Rani. I need to brush up on my. The other one that I would debatably go for is, but I need to check with you two, like whether it would work. Is like stuff involving.
You don't have to check with us. We're not the BBC.
No, but I mean, like, you know more of the canon than I do. It's like the Valiard. Like, I had an idea involving the Valiard.
Paul's best friend.
Yes, the late Michael Jaston, God love him.
Yeah, let's just
let's move on from there.
Yeah,
but no, because I know obviously like the Valiard has always been that one guy, right? and
yeah.
and it's always been, oh, I'm the very last incarnation.
No.
He said
thought
he was
somewhere between the 12th and final.
Yeah.
Right.
An amalgamation of your darkest side, somewhere between the 12th and final incarnation.
But the funny thing is now,
you know.
with the Timeless Child, the 12th incarnation could have come like 500 regenerations ago. We just don't know.
That's what I was going to say. So, like, you've got the perfect, like, springboard there to be able to go, oh, here's a Valiard, looks completely different, because he's like, rather than being like, oh, I'm somewhere here, he's like, you've just delayed the inevitable, blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. So it's still...
I would like to see someone take on the Valiard at some point.
Or that weird ghost thing that appeared in some episodes.
Which weird ghost thing?
That one where like the Doctor gets out the TARDIS and there's a weird faceless ghost in the field.
Watcher.
The Watcher.
Yeah.
That's not a villain, that's the Doctor.
He was
the
Doctor,
I mean, like,
all along.
Exactly,
using that as an actual villain rather than just a fucking...
But the Watcher wants to do the Doctor in so he can take over his spot.
You know, there's a thing, I think it was in like the Virgin books, where it turns out that the seventh...
all about like Doctor losing his virginity.
The seventh Doctor arranged for the sixth Doctor to die so he could become into existence and become the master planner that he
Carmel
is.
master planning.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, there we go.
I want more other, like, not Time Lords, just like fucking... Just like the people on, I want more people like the Corsair and shit like that.
The Postman. Oh, that's your man, isn't it, Robin Hood?
The Postman, Shiny.
No, Kevin Costner.
Oh.
Yeah.
He lives on a water world.
Yes, he does. Right,
It's his
are we
own
good?
piss.
Have we got any more questions, or are we wrapping things up?
You sure?
Good? Are you good?
Save it for another time.
Okay, I think we're all done then. So, on that bombshell, let's wrap things up there. We have been the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. We do this every month here at Geek Retreat Warrington. Thank you very much, Doug, for having us.
You're very welcome.
And we obviously always thank the audience. Thank you for coming along. We can't do it with an audience if you're not here. Otherwise, it's just us sitting in the room talking to ourselves. And we've done that before. Don't forget, if you do like the show, why not give us a subscribe on your platform of choice? But everywhere you hear podcasts, we're on YouTube. We've got all that kind of gear. If you like us and want to throw some money our way, you could do that a couple of different ways. First and foremost, we've got our Patreon, which is patreon.com/50footnerds. That's FIFTYFTOTNERDS. Or you can buy some shirts and stuff with our faces on it. And
do we have the fucking Moo shirt out yet?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. If we haven't, I can get it done.
Fair enough. And now we can also put the Jesus Christ My Little Pony shirt.
Oh, God, well, I don't know. I only get so many merchandise slots, but we'll see. Anyway, well, if you want to buy anything with the logo on or anything like that, you can find all of that designs over at tinyurl.com/50foot store. That's 50FT store. We're always here at Geek Retreat. We like to be here on the first Saturday of every month, usually. Presumably we're here next month on that day, does it? Let's see what date that's going to be.
I need to talk to you about that.
That will be on the 4th of May, then. Oh, May the 4th. Okay, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
I will get that swapped then.
Yeah, that's Star Wars Day. That's going to be a very fun one.
Yes, it is.
May the 4th be with us.
I'm going to be a tired bunny at
Oh,
the end of that.
I can imagine
Yeah,
that. I was
mate.
just thinking that, you're probably going to have something going on.
I have.
Yeah.
It's Comic-Con weekend, isn't it?
It is
in
Comic-Con, Liverpool Comic-Con.
Oh,
weekend,
which means
yes.
like we wouldn't be able to do that weekend then.
No, we can do.
Yeah, when,
No,
We're not
shit, I
booked.
was trying.
we
I was
didn't have any plans.
Yeah.
I meant.
And if
Doug,
plans
but-
change, depending on emails that I might be sending out this week, we'll let people know. But on that bombshell then, I don't really think we've got anything else to discuss. So we've got nothing coming up, nothing to pin.
Come and watch me stream
Next.
Vaults of Extra on Twitch.
There you go. We've got no convention appearances till August, as far as I'm aware.
July?
Is it July? No, it's August, isn't it?
No, Aintree is July.
Is it? Okay, maybe it's July then. Maybe I'm wrong.
And is that
Oh, we're going back to the horse murder place.
Which con is it?
That's Aintree Comic Con.
Is
the John's convention, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I come?
If you want me, yeah.
Because
Yes.
I'm on the poster.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Doug was on the poster this month. If you want to come down, mate, it's a Saturday. You'll be.
Yeah, it's
Great.
it'd be pointless taking me to an anime one.
Sunday, July the 7th.
July, oh, there we go.
So that'll be the day after we
So we'll be
record
here.
here in July.
So is that on a Sunday?
It's a Sunday then,
That's Aintree is July, the Sunday, July the 7th.
Boo.
What?
Oh, you going
I'm the
then?
boss, mate.
All right,
I'm gonna
okay.
be there.
Okay.
I've done my 2 years now.
Okay, cool. All right. sounds
Yeah,
good.
so we'll see
gonna
you
be a
here on
decent
the
day.
Saturday, and then we'll see you in Liverpool on the Sunday.
Fun.
Sleep in Mike's boot then. That night. There you go.
Sure,
sorted.
why not? Right, okay. For this episode, then, I've been Mark and Spencer.
I've been the Doctor.
I've been an angry pirate.
And I've been late.
Hey!
Until next time, folks, you have fun. We'll all geek out.
Bitch!
If you've enjoyed the nerdom in your ears, then why not follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds. You can follow Mike at Mike G. Bell, Amara at Voltsevexoth and at Amara Lunera, and Paul is on at Ortonscouser. Our website is 50footnerds.co.uk. That's FIFTYFOOTNERDS.co.uk. You can find all of our YouTube content at video.50footnerds.co.uk or search youtube.com/50footnerds. All of our episodes are archived over at bit.ly/50footnerdsarchive. That's 50FTNERDS archive. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Email us at 50footnerds@gmail.com or join our Patreon at patreon.com/50footnerds. If you'd like to buy our merchandise, you can visit us over at tinyurl.com/50footstore. That's 50FT store. All of these links and more are available at our Linktree page. That's linktr.ee/50footnerds. FIFTYFOOTNERDS.